What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? What is going on? Simping ain't easy, but somebody got to do it. Simping ain't easy, but somebody got to do it. Today we'll be hearing Simp Tales and Simp Chronicles from a millionaire YouTube simp who has a sad story to tell. A sad story to tell. So without further ado, let's go ahead, get ready to go. Let's get it.
Peace, folks. This is X from TPOT Media. Open your mind and wake your black ass up. You know what time it is. Hit that damn like button as you make your way in the door. Grab a seat, settle in, get ready. It's the Grown Man Hour with your host, my man, Bernard Riley.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mumia Obsidian Ali. You know who I am. I need no introduction, right? And you're listening to the Grown Man Hour with my man Bernard Riley, heard weekdays right here on YouTube. What do you think about that? How about that? Now let's get back on with the show. Thank you.
What's going on, good people? Welcome to the show. Shout out to everybody in the building. Y'all know how I always do. Shout out to the early bird squad, those that make it in bright and early before we even get things started here. I do appreciate each and every one of you. Definitely appreciate each and every one of you. Shout out to TD Hutch in the building. Says, I guess his mouthpiece wasn't tight. Let's get it. Yes, we definitely going to get into that. He says, exactly why I say men in this space overrate money more than women. Yeah, that's a thing, and it gets into a slippery slope area. We're gonna walk down that path. Because money matters. Money is important, but it's not the end all be all. It's not the end all be all. But we're gonna get surgical on that one. We're gonna get surgical on that one today. RM in the building. RM is in the building. Shout out to RM. Do appreciate. RM does excellent editing work for me. She edited the video. I'm sure she'll probably drop that in the chat room. The one that was called, it was a really close to my heart video called hell, what did I name it? It's close to my heart, but I can't remember what I named it. Did he leave her and the kids, or did she leave him and take the kids with her? That was the video that I put out there. She edited it very beautifully. So yeah, definitely want to check that one out. Have you not seen that one? She does excellent editing work. Highly recommend it. E Capone in the building, got 5 on it. Shout out to E Capone. Thank you for putting 5 on it. I got 5 on it. Thank you. E Capone, Wash Gamer Channel in the building. He says, bro, I'll never understand being hurt that your girl left you. She did you a favor. of showing who she is before you made a commitment to her. He should be doing cartwheels. Well, when you put a lot of time and money into that thing, and this is, I titled it kind of slightly wrong when I said his girl. I mean, in his mind, she was his girl, but you're going to find out in the video. He never smashed. He never hit it. They never had sex. He was pursuing. He was pursuing. There will be a lot of direct and indirect shots out to Alan Roger Curry in this one. She was dangling that possibility of sex over the head of a successful man she was getting some benefits from. So there's going to be a little bit of that going on in here. But no, I understand him not doing cartwheels. He should be, at the end of the day, not care. But he did invest quite a bit of time, energy, effort, and money into the situation, as you're going to see. And that money may not be a lot of money for him. What is it to fly your chick out and have her stay the weekend at your house and probably pay for everything y'all do over that weekend and not have sex with her? The money probably ain't nothing, but it's a lot of time, effort, and energy. A lot of phone conversations. It's like, no, it's never good when you invest that much, and for a chick to just be like, and go run off with a dishwasher. That's or a waiter. I called it a dishwasher in the title because that makes it hit harder. But I think the guy was actually a waiter that worked with her. So we about to get into that. We about to get into the details of this story. Watch Gamer Channel in the building. E. Capone, TD Hutch, RM, as I said, Men in Training Militia, Groove Master in the building. Who else we got in this joint? That's it right there. That's it right there. Shout out to everybody. Appreciate each and every one of you. We about to go ahead and dig into this. Well, while we wait for a couple more people to come in, we will go ahead and do this. Hey, thank you for dropping ARC's books. Thank you for dropping ARC's books right there. Like I said, there'll be a lot of indirect or direct shout outs to ARC in this one. But before we get into the main story, we're about to touch on something. This is a short one that I barely listened to, but just the caption of it was enough for me to say, okay, all right, let me explore this real quick. So give me one quick second. Y'all probably saw this. I got the volume down on it.
Really think he's gonna.
But yeah, y'all probably saw this.
Group of 8th grade girls, and
Y'all probably saw this one. I do want to touch on this. This came from Mr. Palmer's. Well, I don't know. He got it from somewhere. But he the one posted it. That logo in the corner right there. I don't know the Instagram page this is. I gotta find that. I gotta find what actual Instagram page that is. They be dropping a lot of stuff that I be reacting to, and I just need to go follow them so I can get that stuff hot, fresh off the presses. I really need to go follow them. Let me see who the hell but everybody share their stuff, but I never see their actual page. If you know what that logo is, let me know. You know what that logo is, let me know. But anyway, let's get into this one. I heard this, but I didn't quite hear it. But I just know the title is 8th grader told woman that she wants 2 kids and not marriage because if married, she can't collect child support. So you can already see why Mr. Palmer was already on top of this one. But I just know this from the title. I just read that title right there, and I haven't even really listened to what she said. But that was enough for me to say, okay, we gotta look at it. So let's go.
group of 8th grade girls, and I asked them to tell me what their goals were. This one particular young lady said that she wanted to have 2 kids. So I said, so are you going to have a husband? And she said, nope. And I said, please tell me why you would.
No, we only basing this off the I think she's a teacher. Well, she said she was working with a group of 8th grade girls, so I'm just assuming teacher of some sort. But that way that she said, like when she said, "Are you gonna have a husband?" and the way the girl said, like, no, like it was just like a random afterthought. Like it was like, huh, husband? What? Wait, what? What do you mean?
said that she wanted to have 2 kids. So I said, so are you going to have a husband? And she said, nope. And I said, please tell me why you would choose in the 8th grade to have a goal of having 2 kids and not be married.
Where do they get it from? We know the answer. She get it from her mama. But where do they get that from? It's like they try to say these horrible men are ruining these girls, these hopeful, starry-eyed girls who just thought this was her Prince Charming, her knight in shining armor, the man who was going to love her for life, and he just left her and the kids. Let's go back to the video of mine that I referenced earlier in the show. What did I say? What did I say? Did he leave her and the kids, or did she leave him and take the kids with her? I asked that question. That's a very serious question. Okay, JJ says spiritual world. Now I typed that in and I never see it don't come up. I thought that's what it was too. I thought I was typing it wrong, but I'll see. I try to find it. I gotta follow them. They be dropping heat over there. Now that question that I asked, did he leave her and the kids, or did she leave him and take the kids with her? We could already see that even at a young age, some of them, I'm not putting a number on it. I'm just saying some of them got it already baked into the cake that, no, I'm going to raise kids by myself. Who I pick as a father, the question was asked on one of my last streams. Can we just start calling them a bad mother if they pick a bad father? I mean, that's a damn good question. And I think we could definitely say yes. I think we could definitely say yes to that. The most important role that the most important thing that a mother can do for her kids is pick them a good father. That's the most important thing that a mother can do for her children, is pick them a good father. But right out the gate, right from the start, that you could see the afterthought of it. Now, if she was just some random 8th grader who just didn't have, her thoughts together on this kind of thing, that would be one thing. But no, this is a chick who thought about it. Like, she had a prepared answer and a destination. She had a prepared answer and a destination to this question.
And she said, nope. And I said, please tell me why you would choose in the 8th grade to have a goal of having 2 kids and not be married. She said, because if I'm married to him, I can't collect child support. And then she said, why should I marry a man that I have kids by? He might have issues or something. He might be on drugs. And I said, well, if he's too bad to be your husband, do you really think he's going to make a better father? Group of 8th-grade girls.
We wrong for pointing that out to grown women. I mean, this chick here is doing the right thing. She's pointing that out to some 8th graders. But we get charged up. We either being chauvinist, misogynist, or not holding men accountable, or we trying to shame somebody, or whatever they're gonna charge us up with. We get charged up with all kind of stuff, but for simply making this very accurate, precise point that this grown woman is making to 8th grade girls. And if we make that point talking about grown ass women, we wrong. We wrong for doing that. But she's making this point to got to make this point to 8th graders. We got to make this point to 8th graders. RM, email me that that right there. Email me that link so I can just click on it. That's the name of the game. I remember not yesterday, but the last time I was on the air, I think on Saturday. Yeah, on Saturday. Had a classic stream Saturday with Hood Conservative, Edward Anderson, and Roger Report came up dropping bombs as well. That was a classic stream. Absolutely loved it. But during that stream, Freeman's Journal sent me some stats, some data, something that I needed to see, and I was, he just dropped it in the chat room. And it just disappeared. I told him to email it to me. He never emailed it to me. So if you don't email it to me, I will lose it. You email it to me, I will keep it. Yes, E. Capone, Roger was definitely on point. Shout out to Sean Ziax Brown. Says she's so smart that she doesn't know that she can get child support while being married. Well, be careful with that wording. Because they literally going to look at what you said as her actually, you mean I can get child support? Like I can get like no. I think what you mean right there is that if you're married to the man, you're being supported by that man. The children are being supported by that man. Thus, that is child support. And so it's support of family. These people, like, damn. Thank you, RM. Thank you for sending that email. But like, this is ridiculous, man. This is on some other stuff. Snuggles, go in the corner and put the dunce hat on, okay? Said it was not a classic because I was not there. I think you was there. I think you super chatted. You were present. You were present. And like I said earlier in the stream, RM edited that video beautifully. The video titled, "Did he leave her and the kids, or did she leave him and take the kids with her?" Important question we got to ask, and I lay out my argument and make the case that quite often is not the man abandoning his family. He abandoned me and the kids. He just left us. He left us all by ourselves. Yeah, I know the story. I know the story, but a lot of times, no, she left him and took the kids by law. By law. Says he's seen cases with women getting child support from the man while living with him. That can happen. That don't get me talking about some personal stuff. When we broke up and got back together. That's a song that I can't remember which one. But yeah, it was a situation where we had broke up. Kids was with me. I gotta go talking about this on the air. But yeah, we broke up. Kids was with me, but she went down there and pulled the fast one, and because I moved or whatever, blah 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 blah, I didn't get the mail. She pulled the maneuver. Long story short, I just got my check one day and it said it was child support coming out of it. I'm like, what the hell? She pulled the fast one on me. Yeah, I'm not even gonna get into details of the things she did to pull the fast one, but she pulled the fast one. And so they just started taking child support out of my check. Now we ended up getting back together, so here we are living together, and the child support still coming out of my check. Now it's a long story, a lot of details I ain't gonna get into, but I was in that situation. I was in that situation where we was back together, legally married, under the same roof, and child support was coming out of my check. So while I'm telling you you're wrong, I forgot. Yeah, that was a brief moment where that was my situation. For a brief moment. Then we eventually broke up for good. And then that's where the whole fight, that if you know my story, that's where the whole fight and custody battle ensued. But anyway, not getting deep into that. But all right. No, RM Snuggles is not our favorite. We tolerate Snuggles around here, okay? She's I used to call her or him or it, whatever it is, the $5 super chat champion of the world. So she earned her keep. She sent so many $5 super chats. She just like grandfathered herself in, and so she's just here, and we can't get rid of her. We can't get rid of her. Or him or it. I don't know what it is. But all right, y'all, let's get into the main story. Let's get into the main story here. Where are we at? There we go. This is from the content creator Swoozy, I believe how you say his name. Simpin' Ain't Easy is the name of the video. This gentleman has 7.6 million subscribers. He just drops a video, and it easily, like, this video in 6 days got like 865,000. It'll hit 1 million. It'll slow crawl to 1 million. Like, so he just dropped a couple videos he can just drop a couple videos a month. They all hit around 1 million. If he got super active, he'll just break YouTube. he don't even be that active no more. He one of those people that made so much money on YouTube, he don't even care. He just he just drop a video when he feel like it. You know, he one of those at this point. He one of those that just done made that much money on YouTube to where it's just is I got you. Use honey rather than vinegar. She's a bear. Bears like honey. But anyway, Mike and Vince Perkins in the building says, "What brought me to your channel is this story and mine are parallel. Even the child support while married. LOL. Good work. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We done been through it. A lot of us done been through it. A lot of us done been through it." Purple says, "If your chick is pregnant, don't let her go under no system. You cover everything all the way as the daddy, husband, etc." Okay. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. You cover everything as the daddy, husband, etc. As the husband, yeah, that's kind of how it works. Your money goes to the greater good of the family. As if y'all living together and not married, yeah, your money is going to go to the greater good of the family. If y'all break up, does that cover everything? Don't let her go to the system, cover everything still apply? Does that still apply? Because what you are arguing for is that if you have a kid by a woman, what you're arguing for, don't let her go to the system, just pay 100% of her bills so she won't go to the system. So pay more to keep her from going to the system. That's what you're essentially saying. Give her more money. Pay everything. Pay all her expenses to keep her from going to the system. That's what that sounds like. That's what that sounds like. You said that's not what it sounds like? I think it's understood that if y'all are together and you're married, that she's not in the system, that the kids are not in the system. I think that is understood. Like what you're talking about. The only way that you paying everything to keep her out of the system, the only way you're paying everything to keep her out of the system is if y'all not together. And paying everything while y'all not together, what does that mean? Other than paying all her shit. So that's what it sounds she was advocating for. And now she's saying, at least cover your end just in case. Paper trail. Okay, if you would have just started with that, there would have been no disagreement. That make sure that you keep a paper trail on everything that you do. Yeah, that's news we can use. That's news we can use. But that other stuff, I'm good at picking up coded language now. I'm good at picking up coded language. But all right, yeah, let's get into this. And shout out to this guy. He's an excellent content creator, does excellent work, has 7.6 million subs. He must have just started YouTube right when YouTube started, and he got 7.6 million subs, and he's just sitting out on a high horse somewhere, just killing, mangling, just decapitating the game on YouTube. Like I said, he go live. He don't go live. When he drop a video, he get 1 million subs in his sleep. I mean, 1 million views in his sleep. That equates to a lot of money. That equates to a lot of money. This dude, so he's a big deal. He's a big deal on YouTube. Never heard of him until this story he came out with here, but he's a big deal on YouTube, and he told a story that really highlights a lot of stuff that we talk about on his channel. So we're about to get into it. Let's go.
Okay, real quick. I'm gonna just go ahead and assume that a lot of y'all are going through it right now. The majority of my DMs are y'all asking me to talk about love, relationships, breakups. If that's what you guys want, I'm here for it. And for any of y'all who have been here for a little while, you already know how all the good videos with a lot of tea start. So I meet this girl. We start texting and talking for, I don't know, like 3 months. This is the first girl I met that I felt was out of my league. She texts me and says, I'm going to be in town in a few weeks. Is it cool?
Texting and talking for 3 months is usually a no-no. That's usually a no-no. That's usually a sign that she's just liking the attention. They live in different areas. They don't live in the same city. They're like a plane flight away from each other. So some guys will take the approach. Some guys will no doubt take the approach that they're going to sit there and they're going to warm up that slot machine because, you know, there's miles in between them. So they're going to warm up the slot machine for a long, sometimes indefinite period of time, get it warmed up, and then eventually we're going to meet in person. But reality is reality. During that time, there's probably somebody else she's getting it from. And you're just the guy who's just stroking her attention needs, because the guy that she's getting it from is probably not all that damn talkative, probably not going to sit on the phone with her all day, probably not going to sit there and text her all day. So already the long distance thing already puts you in a position where you're damn near being used. Ain't no damn near to it. A lot of times it puts you in a position where you're absolutely being used. So if it's no discussion of meeting up relatively soon within a time frame you're comfortable with, you are more than likely just the guy she texting when she bored or need to feel good or need some attention, or you're just the attention, the person who just feeds her attention needs. That's what you are if there's no serious talk of getting together and doing something. And chances are that's more than likely what it is when those situations come and you say, oh, we were talking for 3 whole months. That's normally a no-no. That's normally a no-no.
Well, if I stay with you. Bruh, I was at the airport that night camping out, plur. So she gets into town, pick her up from the airport, take her out to eat. And this is how I know.
Like, y'all need to be having phone sex or something. Like, shit. Anyway, that was a little afterthought that just came in. My bad. I interrupted myself with my thoughts.
I was at the airport that night camping out, plur. So she gets into town and says, I'm going to be in town in a few weeks. Is it cool if I stay with you? Bruh, I was at the airport that night camping out, plur. So she gets into town, pick her up from the airport, take her out to eat. And this is how I know if I'm starting to like a girl. If we're out to eat and I'm here like eating like I'm in some kind of 18th century Renaissance movie, wiping my mouth after every bite, that's how you know I'm feeling you. The whole weekend, the girl was just giving me butterflies, and that it takes a lot because they tell me I'm picky. I say, I just know what I like. She was there for the whole weekend.
I cringe when a dude say he get butterflies. Supposed to be giving her butterflies, not the other way around. So it's already so many things going wrong here. Like that is damn near the epitome of like actual simp energy when you're the one giddy and nervous. You're the one, you're like the giddy, nervous, giggly schoolgirl in the situation. Shouldn't be like that. That's a clear telltale sign that is going nowhere fast. She cool, she's chilling. She's maintaining masculine frame, and you the nervous, giddy schoolgirl. Like that's basically how he described that situation there. That's essentially how he described that situation.
No funny business, no kissing, no nothing. Absolutamente nada. It's a little bit of internal struggle because I'm getting butterflies around this girl, but I'm not getting the vibes. She comes over, we hang out the first weekend. She struggled because they tell me I'm picky. I say, I just know what I like. She was there for the whole weekend. No funny business, no kissing, no nothing. Absolutamente nada. It's a little bit of internal struggle because I'm getting butterflies around this girl, but I'm not getting the vibes. She comes over, we hang out the first weekend. She goes home. She goes back home, but after that trip, we start talking.
All right. Now, through the annals of your simping history, you have no doubt had a chick come to your house and probably stay the night. And didn't nothing happen. If a chick has come to your house from out of town and stayed a whole weekend and nothing happened, like like that is the biggest. Logan JJ said, I'm butterfly police, and yes I am. If a chick is giving you butterflies, you've lost. Women are real good at picking up and reading body language. Like they know if you They know if you're nervous around them. They know if you're nervous, if you're not comfortable, if you're not confident, if you second guessing yourself, if you don't, they see all that, they know all that, they read all that. That's how they start putting you in simp categories and friend categories or whatever kind of category they start trying to put you in. They know all that. If you giving off all the beta, shout out to Jesse Lee Peterson. If you're giving all those beta type of vibes, if you're giving out all those type of vibes, it's like she know it. She see it. She know it. It is what it is. It's already over it's over from the start. That is done from the start. Dunsky, put a fork in it. Put a fork in it. He's over there. She stayed the whole weekend. Didn't nothing happen. He said he's butterflies around her. He's not feeling the vibe. So she's staying at your house. And he's not even picking. She's not reciprocating no kind of energy at his house. Like he didn't get the details of did she sleep in his bed? Did she sleep on the couch? Did she come over on some like, hey, I'm just roommating, I'm just bunk. Hey, you got an extra bed in the basement or something like that? Like no, like he's taking her out to eat. He said he took her out to eat, take her out on a date. It's like some dating in like so clearly it's a situation where he looked at this as romantic, and she's just there. She's just there. Now. I'm pretty sure the possibility of sex was dangled through all those phone conversations. Shout out to Alan Roger Curry. I'm pretty sure the possibility of sex was dangled throughout those phone conversations. But when she got there, she wasn't giving him no rhythm. She came, she saw, he didn't conquer, she left.
She comes over, we hang out the first weekend, she goes home. She goes back home, but after that trip, we start talking like every day. So I don't know, maybe a month after that, she's back in town. She comes over, she spends the whole weekend with me. We go out to eat every night. She leaves on Sunday, and again, no kissing, no cuddling, no funny business. Absolutamente nada. So one night we're on FaceTime, and she said,
Same thing. Did it again. Taking her out, doing all kinds of stuff for her. Now, keep in mind, we just had a little, not some controversy, but a little debate back and forth and all kind of stuff going on. We was talking about the whole idea and the concept of simps and the problem that lies within. He's coming off as weak. Now, I'm not going to let her off the hook. Chicks like that, they are users. They do lead men on, but they only can lead you on if you on some loser shit. If you're not clearly stating what it is that you want. And that's why when I talk about how I'm indirect normally at first, but it does get to a point where after a certain amount of time, and it's up to you to determine that amount of time. Some people say 5 minutes in. ARC say within the first 5 to 15 minutes. For me, yeah, my clock don't move that fast, but it is for you to figure out at some point you do got to put it on the table and get direct. I'm not even trying to break it down to a science. I'm just saying at some point within your time frame, you got to put it flat out on the table what you want and what you expect and what you're not accepting. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. He ain't doing that, so she just floating out in limbo, just using him. It's like, and they were framing it from the perspective of she's just coming into town. I wonder, is he like asking her and inviting her out, flying her, like intentfully flying her out, and she just coming, just hanging out? But he making it seem like she just happened to be staying in town again. He said like she's rooming at his house, or is it somebody else's house he's staying at? It's kind of weird, and it's like details are being left out of the story. Because it's almost, hey, I'm in town again, and then he pick her up, and then it sounds like she's using him for hotel stay, like that. Just you ain't got to pay the hotel, like that's what it seemed like. But again, like I said, this dude per YouTube analytics is rich. So she's just soaking up being with and around this rich dude, probably going to nice extravagant places. He didn't say it, but I'm pretty sure he's probably buying those plane tickets. He didn't say all of that, but I'm sure he pretty much buying those plane tickets, flying her out. He basically just paying for her vacation. He's basically paying for her a vacation. So that's the situation.
As I think I'm starting to like you, and that's not good. I was thinking, if you get a girlfriend, I'm gonna be hot. I'm gonna be mad. Like, let's hang out.
She's saying stuff like that to him, but she's not having sex with him. Now that's the epitome of floating that possibility out there. That's the epitome of floating that possibility out there. I'm not saying I want to be with you. I'm not saying I want to have sex with you, but I'm just saying I'm starting to like you. And if you got somebody else, I'll be a little jealous. That's just floating that out there. That's to just keep him. That's to keep him playing, double dutch, waiting for his opportunity to jump in. That's how you keep him. That's how they keep you. That's how they keep you doing that. That's how they keep you doing that.
Out again and see how it goes. You already done messed up. You already told me everything I need to hear. I go to her. Let's hang out. You get a girlfriend.
That's how you know somebody don't got no game. You think he's heard everything you need to hear. No. You be telling her what you think she need to hear. Not she's told you what you need to hear. Because now you're sitting there out in limbo. Like those weren't words you need to hear. Those were not words you needed to hear. Those was words that she told you just enough to just keep you doing that dance, to just keep you tap dancing in the top hat for longer. That's all she did right there.
Friend, I'm gonna be hot. I'm gonna be mad. Like, let's hang out again and see how it goes. You already done messed up. You already told me everything I need to hear. I go to her this time. On the whole simp topic, I've learned this about me. I typically don't start out simping. Once I start to like you and I cross that threshold, that's when the simping starts. Like, I let you get away with freaking murder. Get to this girl's place. Y'all, we make out so much. I know y'all are just like, is this code for something else? No.
All right, good that he's getting a kiss now. Good that he's finally worked his way up to a kiss. It's probably like 6 months in. He worked 6 months for a kiss. All right. He got to be, if he bought plane tickets, plus taking her out to eat regularly over those 2 weekends they spent, plus plane tickets, he's probably a couple thou in and just worked his way up to a kiss. And I don't know what he mean by I don't start out simping. You kind of did. You weren't asking for anything or making it clear what you wanted. You were just happy to be around her and funding and financing everything, even though you clearly wanted more. Yeah, that's simping.
Place, y'all, we make out so much. I know y'all are just like, is this code for something else? No, hands down, this girl was the best kisser I've ever had in my life. 45 minutes in, I'm just here like, oh my God. If we don't start dating, this girl has just ruined kissing for me. She walks me out to my car.
I hope he ain't just mean that. Did he mean that they was kissing for 45 minutes? I'm sorry. I don't, I like to kiss, but I ain't kissing for 45 minutes and not getting it in. I'm not sitting there. I'm not sitting there pitching the tent for 45 minutes and ain't nothing happening.
Car, I pin her up against the car and start making out with her for a little bit longer. Let me just be clear. After I left her house, I was driving home like this.
It's so funny. No, this is a grown-ass, successful millionaire. He's asking, is this guy in the 8th grade? No, this is a grown-ass, successful millionaire. Who think he just did something. Who literally think he just did something. 6 months he worked his way up to a kiss. And now he's sitting on top of the world. he doing 90 on the freeway with his favorite song playing now. He did it all. You heard he was 40? I didn't know that. I don't know how old this dude is. That's wild.
Like I said, this girl was out of my league. I was feeling myself. Get home the next day, we talk, and she just lays it all out. I like you, and I'll be completely honest. I broke up with my ex almost a year ago. I'm still not fully over it, so just be patient with me. I'm a clingy girlfriend. We can keep moving forward, but I just want to lay it all out, let you know the situation. Girl, we Gucci.
Broke up with my ex, not quite over it. He says she said broke up with him, not quite over it. Now that is a clever trick and tactic. That is a really clever trick and tactic that gives her that constant out to where she could keep him She can keep him coming. She can keep reaping whatever benefit she getting off of him, and she could always use that as her fallback on. I'm just not emotionally there. I'm just not over my ex. I'm not. That's how she could talk about, the thing that's preventing them from doing what they're doing is her feelings for somebody else. But she can also not say, oh, I'm having sex with somebody else. I'm not having sex with anybody. I'm just emotionally entangled. Like that's part of the game to keep him on there, to keep him tap dancing in the top hat, as I say. To keep him tap dancing in that top hat. That was some game. That was some game.
Snakes, let's go. Probably wondering, where's the simp portion of this video, Swoozy? Oh, wait, it's...
He don't even realize that the simp, like, he don't realize that this is already simping. He think everything is okay right here. He think everything is good. Like, we talk about money. This man got money. This man got money, but the way that he moving has this chick not giving him any respect. Have this chick leading him on. Have her she just breadcrumbing affection to him because he's not moving properly. Like we can just see that. So just that money alone, yeah, it isn't the end all be all. Having that money don't give you knowledge on how you're supposed to be moving women. If you got money and a little knowledge on how you're supposed to be moving with women, then yeah, then you I think you unbeatable then. You gotta, you're untouchable at that point. But right now he's touchable. He's touchable because he ain't got it right up here. He ain't got it right upstairs.
Close. We're talking every day. I put a little emoji next to her contact. Things are getting pretty serious now. Then she tells me, so we just hired this new server at my restaurant. Dang it, I'm out, bro. I freak out. I'll tell you why. If you've seen my other video a few years ago, my girlfriend's boyfriend, those were the same words that I heard before everything went meow. That's a trigger sentence for me. We just hired a new server. So internally, I'm going crazy. But on the outside, I was just like, oh, what's his name? Damien. El Diablo. No, not like this. Not like this.
Did he just imply right there that he lost another girl to a server?
I'm out, bro. I freak out. I'll tell you why. If you've seen my other video a few years ago, my girlfriend's boyfriend, those were the same words that I heard before everything went meow. That's a trigger sentence for me.
So a year ago, keep in mind, he was still a successful probably had 7 million subs then as well, millionaire YouTuber, and he lost a girl back then to a server. Like waitress, this dude's a successful millionaire, and waitresses just keep taking his girl. And it probably wasn't even a long distance in between it this time. It probably wasn't even distance between it the first time.
We just hired a new server. So internally, I'm going crazy. But on the outside, I was just like, oh, what's his name? Damien. El Diablo. No, not like this. Not like this. We're still talking. We're still FaceTiming every day. Then this girl says, would you be mad if another guy gave me a massage? What's the scenario around this massage? Is some dude at your house in your bedroom giving you a massage? No.
That was the first good question. Even though, I mean...
Damien started giving me a massage while I was at work. I was on break and I was just sitting down. He came up behind me and started giving me a massage. I love this for you. Are you mad? It's an innocent massage in your restaurant with people around. We Gucci snakes. We talked for a few more nights, and then one night she goes, I'm gonna go hang out with a few coworkers. What are you gonna do?
It's never a such thing as an innocent massage. There's never such thing as an innocent massage. Never. But damn near at this point, it's technically not his girlfriend. Like, I don't even think they fully established that. So he should be damn near in the not giving a damn period point, but whatever. It ain't his girlfriend because they ain't having sex. But But anyway, listen to this part. She
I'll
said
be
that
here.
they met up. That she's. I'll just let her re-ask the question.
We talked for a few more nights, and then one night she goes, I'm gonna go hang out with a few coworkers. What are you gonna do? I'll be here editing. Okay, I'll probably just call you tomorrow then. Gucci snakes, deuces.
And you're like, I'll be here editing on my $1 million platform. And she's like, okay, great. I'll be out screwing that dishwasher or waiter.
Yo, what are you in my shoes? How do you proceed? Next day, whole day goes by. I don't hear from this girl. No text, no call. And when you have that POI, you know their behaviors, you know their patterns. So when those patterns start changing, it can mean a few things. I call her. I don't want to jump right into it. So like 20 minutes into the call, I says to her, so where did you end up going last night? Oh, me and a coworker went to the pier. I caught that singularness of that sentence, a coworker, because you said a few, but now it's a. Huh. And what happened at the pier? I don't remember. You don't remember? This happened last night. You don't remember? Sus alarms are going off all the way down the hall. You know what? I'm gonna let you go. I got work to do. Okay. The whole next day, that
was probably the best thing he did. Just get off the phone with her. Now, hold on, wait. I'm going to read Jackie Jack message in a little bit, but hold on. He says, a story to tell in the building says, at some point during the kissing, you have to pull out your beef and see if she reacts like a vampire that sees a nice neck. That's one way to go about it. I approve that message. But Jackie Jack says, I will get turned off by this guy immediately. Indigenous TV is saying, why? Why would you get turned off by this dude immediately? Because the dude is on, listen, he's on some weak stuff. That's one thing we can't get around. Like, I'm not giving the chick a pass. All right. This chick is on some bull. This chick is on some absolute bull. She's just wasting the guy's time. She's using him, and she's doing petty stuff to get him to react, to get him jealous on purpose. She's just playing him. She's using him for free vacations. Flying her out, giving her a paid vacation, no sex. She's on some bull. She's on some bull. She's taking advantage of a guy who's stupid. But we can't just not call him stupid. we can't do that either. That is being outright weak. That's just being outright weak. We gotta call that on his end. So when Jackie Jack is saying she will get turned off by it, yeah, well, she's saying I will get turned off by a weak dude. If you're giving all that weak energy and doing all those weak actions and all those weak behaviors and weak decisions and weak questions and weak this and weak that, yes, a woman, even one that's on the more decent side of the scale, will get turned off by that. That's just the reality of the situation. Now, this chick right here who has all this capacity to just be a user like that, I do think if you did move correctly and you ended up in a relationship with this chick, she would eventually, show you some stuff that you don't like. If you did try to get long term with a chick like this, no doubt she'd end up showing you some stuff that you don't like. So chicks like this, you throw them out either way. I do say that. But at the end of the day, as far as him just getting any type of result he wanted, even if that result was just they occasionally got together, flew out, and had sex every now and then, the way that he's moving is preventing something as simple as that to happen, to the point to where she can go to your house and be over there for a whole weekend, spend 3 nights at your house and not have sex with you, and you're okay with it. And then she go back home and you talk to her all goddamn day on the phone while she's at this point getting banged by the dishwasher or waiter. I keep forgetting what the guy is. And that's weak. And Indigenous TV is saying, why would you get turned off, Jackie? Why aren't you turned on by weak men? Because she's a woman. Like, goddamn. Indigenous TV, you exposed yourself. You don't know that. I caught it on that show me and Obsidian was on. And she said, no, not she. He said that, or we were talking about height. and how height matters in the dating game. How height increases, how height helps you with the women being taller. And you said height don't mean anything. You was like, nope, no, it doesn't. I'm 6 feet tall, so height doesn't mean anything. That was basically your way of saying, Indigenous TV, that you basically just said, I'm 6 feet tall and I can't get no pussy, so height don't mean nothing. So I just want you to know that, because you be having all that, you be having all that smoke when we be in here talking about women, and you got all that criticism for people for you got all that criticism for this space, but I didn't catch what you really said right there, because I just argue that no, height does actually matter. I know for firsthand. I tell women I'm 6'1", they tell me that they like that. On dating apps, if I got more matches when I put my height in the description. I got less matches if I didn't put my height in the description. But when the height wasn't in the description, they would always ask, and then when I would tell them, they would send back an emoji with some heart eyes sometimes. They like height. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about that. But I didn't catch that when you said height doesn't mean anything. Height doesn't matter. I'm 6 feet tall. That was you low-key admitting that you was I don't want to call you an incel, but you put yourself out there. You put yourself out there, Indigenous TV. You just said height don't mean nothing. I know because I'm 6 feet tall. We were talking about getting access to women. You're basically saying that was your way of saying I'm 6 feet and I don't have access to women. I'm 6 feet and it's not helping me get women. I'm trying to not interpret that as you get no women. I don't know. I could be reaching, but I've had a lot of people indirectly snitch on themselves. Okay, what did you mean by that when you said height doesn't mean anything? Trust me, I know because I'm 6 feet tall. What did you mean by that? I'll wait. What do you mean by that? I'm only doing this to you because you be coming in here hating, talking all that junk about everything everybody got to say. He says, I'm saying height doesn't matter in terms of success. Right, because you're 6 feet tall and you don't get no success. How am I hearing it wrong? Okay, he says, I'm saying height doesn't matter in terms of success as long as you're not weird. You can get women. No, you use yourself as the example. You said height doesn't matter. I know because I'm 6 feet tall. You said I'm 6 feet tall, so I know height don't mean anything. So either you're saying you're 6 feet tall and weird, and that's how you know height don't mean anything if you're weird. I'm just curious. I just floating that out there. Floating that out there. So you be having all that junk to talk. I'm just throwing it out there, Indigenous. Yes, I know dudes strike out regardless of height. I know dudes strike out. Height is not a guaranteed factor of success, but it definitely helps. It definitely helps with your level of success. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. It's not the only factor, though. He says, Bernard, women don't go based on my height. It's my personality that gets them. Okay. All right. Back to it. I be catching people telling on themselves, but I only expose you if you're one of those ones that come in here every day trying to never mind. All right, back to it. All right, what forgot? What was the last thing he said?
Remember? Sus alarms are going off all the way down the hall. You know what? I'm gonna let you go. I got work to do. Okay. The whole next day, I'm hot. You know when you're mad and you start overthinking it's a bad combo? Why can't I just meet a girl, like a girl, the girl like me, and then everybody's happy?
Indigenous TV, that statement would make sense if you were to say, height don't mean anything. I'm 5'6". Then that would imply that you still get women while being 5'6". But if you say height don't mean anything, I'm 6 feet tall, that implies that you're not getting women at 6 feet tall. I ain't tripping. You told on yourself. It says even still, the dishwasher was the best she could do. Actually, he was a waiter that worked with her. He was a waiter that worked with her, and I don't know. I don't know if that's the best. She just. I don't know. That's a situation where either game or just his physical requirements were met, or he triggered something in her. The dishwasher, a chick could just be attracted to a dude and hop in bed with him. Like, that's just a thing. She could be not attracted to a dude that got money and just say, I'm just going to play around with him and use him for his money. Like, that's the thing. That's the thing. How did you all earlier in the show, Ed, for that excellent instant classic we had when you came up there with me and Hood Conservatives? Thank you for doing that. I saw your email where you had hit me after the email after show. I didn't get around to responding to it, but definitely shout out to you, man. It was so many gems, so many bombs dropped on that one. So, man, definitely thank you for coming through on that one.
Okay. The whole next day, I'm hot. You know when you're mad and you start overthinking it's a bad combo? Why can't I just meet a girl, like a girl, the girl like me, and then everybody's happy? Like, why can't it be? It's literally that simple. It's always got to be some twist, some new DLC in Street Fighter. It's always got to be some kind of convoluted, nonsensical. It's like the girls I pick always feel the need to just insert problems in form of another dude. Listen, you want to run off and do your thing? Have a nice life. You know when you have that thing that's bothering you and it just bubbles, the next time you actually go to say it, it's not going to be good. I had a feeling that was coming. 2 days go by, we don't talk, which was not normal. She FaceTime calls me. My energy is just off. Like, one word answers. Yeah, cool. 20 minutes or so into the call, I was kind of just like, all right, listen, we need to talk about this. What do we got to talk about? The other freaking night, bro. At the pier, you didn't go with a few coworkers. You went out with a coworker. Yes or no? Yes, I went with one coworker. Was that coworker Damien? Yes. Did y'all mess around? I don't have time for this. Click, hangs up. Well, that's my answer. I know you would have felt some type of way if the roles were reversed and I pulled some nonsense like that on you with some other female. Just own it. Yeah, I went out with Damien. We made out. We might have done other stuff. I think I like him. Let me explore some things here with him. That's the mature adult way to go about this. You hearing it, you might agree with me, you might not agree with me. I get it. This experience was very personal. My heart on sleeve, fully exposed. So, having all this happen was not a great feeling. For the next 3 days, I feel like crap. And then out of the blue random, she calls me and my heart like jumps into my throat. I'm like so happy to hear from her, right?
God damn. God damn. She just told you she wasted your time for 7 months, spent time with you, flew out, took out to eat, took out on dates, did all kind of stuff, spent upwards of probably 8 or 9 nights with you, because a whole weekend, that's 2-3 days. They spent the weekend together like 3 or 4 times. Spent the weekend together 3 or 4 times after she got flued out. She kept getting flued out, didn't have sex with him, wasted his time, talked to him, and he said they talked every day. Talking every day. This junk is like 6, 7, 8 months in, talking every day, no sex, did kiss, I think once, did all this for this chick that he got butterflies for in love, and she tell you that she basically, in so many words, tell him, I'm having sex with this waiter, and he's a millionaire. He's a millionaire, and she's just like, yeah, about that. Yeah, I'm screwing this waiter that they just hired 2 weeks ago. I'm already screwing him. Like, they go 2 days without talking after she basically said she's screwing the waiter. I think he just said 2 days. And now he's excited and happy to hear from her. Like, again, that's the weak stuff. I'm not taking criticism away from her. I'm not taking criticism away from her. Like, chicks like that, they pump and dump territory for me. That's all they will end up as. That's all they will end up being. Eventually, a short-term casual sexual relationship. That's it. That's how chicks like that is going to end up for me. And she's moving the way that she's moving. She's doing what she's doing. She's using this dude for time, attention, and he ain't explaining how much money he spent, but I know it was a lot. He ain't explaining that part. So I'm not going to let her off the hook. I ain't letting her off the hook, but what I'm saying is him moving weak the way that he's moving is what's causing it. Nowhere in here did he say that he clearly laid out to her exactly what he wanted. Nowhere in here did he say that. That's where I said it's going to be direct or indirect shout outs to ARC on this one. That is going to be a lot of direct or indirect shout outs to Ellen Roger Curry on this one. This is where you got to be upfront and direct. You got to put it out there. You got it. Boogie says, yeah, he like punishment. Yeah, you got to be upfront and put it out there at some point. Even if you ain't on that, do it in the first 5 to 15 minutes. At some point, you got to be clear because he just left him out in limbo until she got around somebody who put a straightforward offer on the table. And the only thing this waiter could offer her was penis. So he just offered penis and then he got it. And now she's jumping over there, attaching herself to him and basically just playing around, jerking around this damn millionaire. Like that, gotta let that sink in that the way you move is causing some of these problems. The way you're moving. Now, a chick who just hell bent on using a dude, that ain't a chick that I want to be with for real. That ain't a chick I'm gonna be with for real. But if you're the one being used, it's like, damn, that's that, and that's why you can't criticize the manosphere. That's what people always try to criticize the sphere on this one. It's like you really can't do that because in these situations, what would you rather be? Would you rather be that dude who's getting jerked around and led on for 8 months, or would you rather be the guy who's spent no time, no effort, no energy, no money, but had sex with her? Which one would you rather be? It's you can't knock men when they teach other men, hey, just go for it. Just go for this. Get the sex first. Get her hooked on you from a physical, sexual standpoint. If you like her, then you can dictate the terms and conditions of what you want this to be. But it's like you men can't be knocked for that. They can't be criticized for that no more. Given the way that women move, the way that a lot of people in this space teach men to move, it is a proper adjustment. It is a proper adjustment to the environment. It is a proper imposing on the environment for men to move the way that they are moving. So this whole criticizing, you're teaching men how to manipulate women. No, we teaching men how not to be manipulated by women. Like for real. For real. Shout out to whoever the hell that was that had a super chat up there. I got to come back to that one. A story to tell in the building. Make sure you go subscribe to that brother and check out his channel. A story to tell in the building. Put 5 on it. He says, if she's disgusted, never speak to if she's disgusted, never speak to her again in life. I don't know if you mean if he's disgusted, never speak to her again in life, but either way it goes, it's worthy of never speaking to her again. Like he shouldn't be excited with butterflies again and all happy and giddy because this chick called him. Like he's happy and giddy that he got a call from her. Like literally. After all that junk, he's amped up. Like, look, I mean, he's sitting there happy that he got a call from this chick.
Hey, what's up? Talking like she didn't just hang up on me the last time we talked. Do you know what kind of gas a Mercedes takes? You don't have a car. I know, no, this is not my car. Who's letting you drive their Mercedes? Damien, he's working and I had today off, so he just letting me drive his Mercedes around. Word, that's what you call me about? Yeah, dude, you don't have to act all weird about it. You know what? I don't know what kind of gas a Mercedes takes. And dude, that was just like the extra, I was hot. So guess what I do?
I think what was left out, well, first off, that was some dirty ass shit right there. But I think what was left out of that is that he probably threw it in her face how much money he got, and that now she's messing with a broke waiter. So that's probably her sideways way of saying, no, my guy that I gave the pussy to after 1 week and you didn't get it after 8 months. He drives a Mercedes, probably a 95, but still. I'm assuming something like that probably happened. Like, it was literally no reason for her to call on some asking him what kind of gas do a Mercedes take. She could have asked freaking Damien what kind of gas a Mercedes take. She gonna call and ask him that. That's like so it's to the point now where she ain't even just like jerking him around. She ain't even leading him on. She ain't even playing a little game. She ain't even playing hokey pokey with the pussy no more. No, she right now she just fucking with him. It got to that point where she just full blown 100% like I'm fucking with you at this point. she she stopped messing with him, start smashing the damn the waiter, and trying to stun on him with the dude's 95 Mercedes. He got a 95 Mercedes, and she's just like, what kind of gas do a Mercedes take? Oh, man.
I take to social media. I write this paragraph. I don't call nobody out by name, but you know who you are. In the post, I go full simp. I get a text from my cousin, Mark Andre. Hey, you got a second to talk? I call him. We get to talking. I saw your Facebook post. You can't talk like that. You're a thorn. Give me the full story. I take him through the whole thing from start to end. I'm telling him how I can't sleep now, how I can't eat, I don't have an appetite. He's like,
he done lost his appetite and can't sleep over a woman he never had sex with. Like, that's what we mean. And that's where I was coming from. And I got to shout out Lucario because I've known this, but I never put it in the words that he described it in, where he said it perfectly, where he said, what do you call it? Sexually unattractive behavior. He was basically giving advice. He was saying, well, he was saying you need to be more. I forgot the exact subject, but the general advice he was giving to men. It was like, you got to be more sexually attractive. So I wanted him to explain what he meant. I kind of knew what he meant, but I wanted him to explain it. Like, you saying, are you saying grow 6 inches taller, get some muscles in a deeper voice, or what? Like, what are you saying? He said no. He said sexually attractive behavior, and I got it. That's something that don't get focused on enough. Certain behaviors are extremely unattractive to women. And this guy, when it comes to behaviors, I mean, he's not a bad looking dude. He got money. He got it all. The dude's a millionaire. Not a bad looking guy. No homo, but he's a decent looking guy. Appears to be in decent shape. Very successful. Is a millionaire. He engages in very unattractive behavior, and we can't understate or underestimate how important. Man, get out of there. Stop it. Stop it, Indigenous TV. We ain't here for that right now. Boogie says he's a bitch. No amount of money can stop you from being a bitch. Yeah. Zone 559 says there are a lot of millionaire and famous people in LA. Yeah. They're still rare. There's a lot of them, but they're still statistically rare. I mean, that don't really matter. We understand a lot of them exist, but they're still rare. But we can't underestimate that. Like, everything that this dude is doing is stuff that just turns women off, even if you check in every other box. Even if you check in every other box. Body Thug is saying it right. Your money doesn't matter if you're a sucker. He just needs to channel. He just needs to channel his anal behavior into jokes. Bernard, self-deprecating. The problem is there are too many options in LA for girls. Well, yeah, I think it's more pretty girls in LA than what there are millionaires in LA. So it's not like it's just so many rich dudes. I mean, what you're saying is irrelevant because she left him. She's playing him for a damn waiter that works at the same place as her. Okay. He's playing him for a waiter. So it is what it is. Now, I do want to say this. This part of the story, I think, is cap. He called up his friend. Okay, this is supposed to represent his friend right here. And his friend is the one that gave him some game. I don't think he called up a friend who gave him some game, because if he had this friend like that, this friend would have probably already been putting him up on game. I don't think he called up his friend who gave him some game. I think he watched a lot of Manosphere videos and got some game and incorporated it into this part at the end of the video. That's just my theory.
Telling him how I can't sleep now, how I can't eat, I don't have an appetite. He's like, I've been with a lot of girls and I got so bored, I just started testing out different theories. So everything I'm about to tell you has been tested. First of all, you get too sappy, you get too emotional. Most girls don't like these sappy dudes. You hear about the nice guy? You're acting like the nice guy right now. The groundwork of everything you do when handling a female needs to be out of respect. Sometimes you gotta be mean to them, but you still gotta respect them. He was actually the first person that ever broke down DHV and DLV to me. DHV is demonstration of higher value. DLV is demonstrating lower value. Pretty much every simp lines themselves up in this category. They put in 100%, the girl puts in maybe 10%.
Shout out. Now, I didn't even plan on doing this, but I guess I didn't plan on doing this, but I guess I got to shout out Jackie. She did describe that exact situation, and when she was explaining why she don't like simps, because they give so much and require her to give nothing, and it turns her off. They're giving 100%, she's giving 10%. Yeah. I didn't even find it. I didn't even think about that going in, but I ended up back here. But this, oh, it's okay. They're demonstrating higher value, demonstrating lower value. I mean, no. You ain't have a friend sitting there with all that information that you could have been talking to every day. No. He went and watched some Manosphere videos. He's just not giving credit for it. He went and watched the Sphere. He went and came down to this space and soaked up some information, got some game, and then now he's just incorporating into his video and saying that his friend told him. That's what he's doing here. Like, that's wow. Jackie like her hoes masculine. All right. You said Jackie like her hoes masculine. Image popped in my head as her with a stud. It's like it threw me off. I like saw her with like a chick with like with some Carmelo Anthony braids and some Iverson tattoos and a cut off t-shirt. Like things. She in Atlanta, so I mean, anything any and everything goes down there. You know what to do. So hey. All right. But yeah, no, this dude swung through the Manosphere and soaked up some game, and now he's saying his friend taught him this. But no. He watched some videos.
Is demonstration of higher value. DLV is demonstrating lower value. Pretty much every simp lines themselves up in this category. They put in 100%, the girl puts in maybe 10%. I get it, you talk to this girl for the last 3 months every day, but if she's choosing this other dude that she's known for 2 weeks over you, and you know everything you bring to the table, bye. That's the attitude you have to have. Not you up on social media talking about, I'm so sad. Think like a lion, don't think like sheep. And lions don't concern themselves with sheep. That nice guy walks around acting like sheep. Get on your grown man stuff. And I'm gonna end this video the same way Marc Andre ended our phone call. He said, you know I'm Team Susie. I don't want you to think I'm not sympathizing with you, but be a lion. You will never get money chasing these women, but you will always get women while chasing this money.
That last part is true, but didn't really apply to this situation. You'll never get women, you never get money chasing women, but you always get women chasing money. That's true, but it didn't really apply to his situation. That was just a random throw in at the end. But everything else that his alleged friend was telling him was absolutely true. And I'm 100% sure that that friend doesn't exist. And he just you got the WTU. Okay, so you get what I'm saying. That last part. Okay, thank you. I thought I was tripping. I honestly thought I was tripping. Like, what the hell? Yeah. That's the advice you give to a broke dude chasing women and not having success. It's like, get your money up. You probably got, a decent mindset. You got to get your mindset right with women, but get your money up, and you'll have a better funnel. You have better bait. That didn't apply here. The dude got money. So that last part at the end didn't mean nothing. He just threw that on at the end. But his friend did. His friend did give good advice in terms. His alleged friend. I don't think the friend exists, but his friend did give good advice in terms of all the other stuff that he said. All the other stuff that he said. He said, okay, now I don't believe the story. I don't believe the friend. I believe the story. I just don't believe the friend exists. I believe he watched a bunch of Manosphere videos. And then that's he closed his video with a bunch of stuff he saw from Manosphere content creators, but just made it seem like his friend the one that told him. That's what I believe right there. That's more or less what I believe right there. But here's a scenario where the money, the moolah baby, is not the end all be all. Is not the end all be all. He got the money, he got the resources, he looked like he's in decent shape, successful, millionaire, visible, the whole works. She's playing him for a waiter that she makes more money than. Because I think she's a waiter too. Because if she work at that restaurant, more than likely she waiting tables, and if she's a chick and he's a dude, she's making more money than the waiter. A female waiter going to make a waitress is going to make more money than a waiter. So she didn't just leave him for a dude who makes less money than him. She left him for a dude that makes less money than her. Like, let that one sink in. Let that one sink on in. Let that one sink on in. So it's a lot. Indigenous, man, you're a funny dude. You're a funny dude. People don't know who Coach Steele is, man. Coach Steele will come up and start spitting some game right out of the textbook. But you can just tell from talking to him that, bro, you don't sound like you lived a whole lot of that. Why you getting on a cartoon character's hairline? It do look like if he had eyebrows in the place where the eyebrows was supposed to be, like his eyebrows and his hairline would be damn near touching. Like, like if he had some thick Drake eyebrows, his eyebrows would be touching his hairline. Oh man. All right, but we got Azrael in the building.
What's up, man? What's going on?
What is going on? What are your thoughts on?
I'm not gonna lie. I was in and out of it, but from the most part, I think it was low key cringy as fuck. You see, he's a little cringy, dude. I'll be honest with you. Some things I could relate to. You know, I think every man can relate to some things. You made the mistake, like in terms of what's the word? Reciprocal, being reciprocal in nature, the art of you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, reciprocity. Exactly. Yeah. So in the terms of you giving your all and the woman just putting in the bare minimum, and it kind of, at first you realize like, oh, you have to match the person, or you have to basically wait for her to give something so that she can feel invested. And a woman is not connected to the relationship until she invests a lot into it. And I ain't gonna lie, that's a red pill truth I've had to take. And I'm like, damn, like I always thought people come in good faith when they do things. Like you don't, you know what I mean? You come into
isn't that the biggest problem that men have with a lot of men? That's what can lead them to finding this space. Their belief that women are operating in good faith, the notion that women are made of sugar and spice and everything nice, and all you got to do is just show up and be a decent dude, like homeboy Swoozy in the video. Just show up, be a decent dude. I'm successful. I'm here. Decent looking. I'm in shape. I'm successful. I like you. You're acting like you like me. Great. And then you just think everything is going to be fine. But no, that's when you get red pill, you start finding out that they don't operate like that.
And
Women do not be operating like that.
Yeah, I used to always think too. All you gotta do is just be on top of your game. Be I mean, of course, assertive for the most part, and just be ambitious. Like a woman's gonna want you to be ambitious. But I was like, nah. I realized like it comes more with that because a woman could be with the dude that's a bum, but the narcissism in him could attract the woman. So she feel as though she'll be invested more into him. So you'll be on your grind. Like for me, for example, I'll be having a business, working, going to school, whatnot, and I'm having trouble in my relationship. Meanwhile, there'll be a dude that he be cheating on his girl, but his girl bring home job applications. It's like that's a red pill truth. I had to realize like women are attracted to selfish men. You have to have a little bit of narcissism in you to attract women. You can't. They kind of feel like it's a turn off if you give, at the first sign. It's not even like trying to kiss the ass, but if you don't make them work for it, they're not going to appreciate it. But I guess that's human nature as well.
Yeah. What do you think about the concept of the woman who's not really rocking with the simp? Because like, okay, some women, this debate was kind of going on my show, where some women is like, hey, a guy who's giving this and giving that is like, yeah, that's wonderful.
There's conditions to that. They're speaking in their language in the sense of, oh yeah, a guy that's doing that is great, meaning the guy that I'm viscerally attracted to, that's wonderful if he give me a crumb every now and then. That's what I had to realize, because that's the distinction we don't realize.
No, but okay, but they will talk about it. See, this is my perspective on that. I think a chick who the woman who's turned off by the simp, even though it's a slippery slope here, because a woman who's turned off by the simp, she could also be on some bull, and that's just coded language for her wanting to get with more, I'm using air quotes here, more toxic dudes, and her trying to justify liking dysfunctional dudes or toxic dudes. That could be her trying to justify that. But the woman who sees that guy who's simping and she's like, oh yeah, this is everything I want, that's the woman who's showing up like, oh, I'm about to use him for whatever I could use him for. It's rare. I think it's rare that they see that guy who's just rolling out the red carpet in the Coming to America rose petals, and they're just looking at him from a pure, genuine standpoint. A lot of times, there's some that claim they will, but so it's like it's two-sided. The slippery slope is the chick that don't like the simp. Like I said, she's probably making an excuse for her liking to get with the more toxic dude, or she could be just a decent chick who just who wants a man to actually lead her and not be a pushover. But when she starts, when they get to the point of liking the simp, when they say, "Oh, I like the simp," it's almost like a lot of them are saying, "I need a dude to use. I'm not going to respect him, but I'm going to use him." And that using him could manifest in even a positive relationship and damn near a marriage in some situations with a dude who she ain't gonna respect, but he's useful. But go ahead.
I'll put it this way. You're right. Both can happen. I would say terms I've encountered more or less. Because I don't want to say everybody has simped every once in a while, and they have done it in their lifetime, right? But I feel as though if you're, I hate to use this word, but emotionally healthy, you're gonna come across toxic women that are not gonna appreciate it whether you stand on your square or not. Because that's just because of who they are. Because I mean, I'll give you a prime example. Like with my ex, the only time I would get a semblance of cooperation for a good 2 weeks, I would have to dog her out, and I used to feel more horrible. Like it turned her on, and she was like, "Damn, that's sexy." When I had to hang up the phone on her, and I'm like thinking to myself, I don't even hang up the phone on my younger relatives, or I don't have to tell them off. But like for her, it kept the relationship spicy and whatnot. But for me, it was just too much. It's not like it was every once in a while. Like I would have to do it like every couple of days, and it would. That's what I'm saying. Some women are just toxic, and you have to realize that about them. But you got to do self-reflection at the same time. I think what his issue is that he had money. Sometimes what could be interpreted as being a simp is because you're used to a certain lifestyle. So if you make a lot of money, you take a woman out to eat, or you take her out somewhere fancy or not. Some people will be like, "Oh, that's kind of simping," but it's like perhaps that's just who you are. Like you're not gonna be like what some of these dating coaches be like, oh, take her out to feed the ducks. Like, I'm not gonna do that. That shit is whack to me. I'd rather go for like for some pizza, for some wine, and people are like, oh, that's too much money. I'm like, that's not too much. It's about like $50. But they'll be like, oh, you're doing too much. You got to do the less is more kind of approach. So it all depends. I think it all depends on the woman, to be honest with you. Because some women just looking for the dude to screw over because they got emotional issues as well.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, as far as the feed the ducks, that sound weird.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Yeah,
it do, but I understand the concept. Your first meeting and interaction with a chick, you shouldn't be spending. That's just my opinion. You shouldn't necessarily be spending top dollar. I mean, I could think of some scenarios and some situations where it would make sense. Let's just say if it was something you wanted to do anyway, let's just say you already had 2 tickets to a damn basketball game. You was going regardless, and that chick that you like, hey, shit, you want to come to the game? Something like that.
That's my thing.
But you wanted to go to the game anyway.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I would say one thing that Lucaria says, right? Like, do things that you would want to do, not necessarily do things that you think she would want to do. But I think it's a combination of both. I just think, I don't know, man.
If it costs a lot of money, make sure you wanted to do it so you don't feel like you got slighted if she start acting like the chick in the video. True. But overall, that feeding the ducks, even though that sounds corny, I understand.
Yeah, I'm not there.
You don't know what this chick truly think about you until y'all really got out in person and dealt with each other and interacted with each other. So yeah, and if you out there, you should keep costs down. You should keep costs down initially. That just is what it is. That just is what it is. I know it's different schools of thought on that, but I'm all for keeping the cost down. Well, what do you think about it? Some of them will say that okay, but if a chick is accepting these keep the cost down dates, okay, what does that say about her? Or you're telling her what you think about her, so she doesn't the women that's going to accept those keep the cost down dates are of lower quality or lower value because they so where you at on that? Go ahead.
I have an interesting take to it, and I'm gonna bring up my ex for example. She had told me, she was like, I took out the first date. It was like, because I live in Brooklyn, so like where I took her out was like near the Brooklyn Bridge, but like it's a spot where they have pizza, but I like wine. Like I'm a low key bougie nigga. I'm like Kevin a little bit. Rest in peace to him. But I didn't spend. I love it. White wine, Sauvignon Blanc.
I've never got drunk off of wine. Wine has never done nothing for me ever.
It'll make me relax.
Go ahead.
But long story short, she had told me eventually a couple months after, she was like, I thought you were kind of broke. And I'm like, why you say that? I was like, what kind of, like, she's like, I'm not used to guys taking me out for pizza. Now she's a very, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, she's like an 8, to be honest with you. And she's like, I'm not used to guys just going for pizza and whatnot. Like, and I'm like, I thought to myself, I was like, that's interesting. But I slept with you by the second date. Like by the second time you wanted me to hang out, you wanted me to come to your house. So more or less,
that's the cap. Oh, I don't accept these kind of dates. I don't accept that kind of date. But you have hopped in bed with guys with no date. So it's like, what? Yeah, that's where they get on some bull, and that's where I got some disagreement with those who say that you should take them. You shouldn't have a problem taking them out on an expensive date on the first date, and that's where I'm like,
it's all about how they feel about that guy. Women will be like,
exactly.
If a dude they really feeling, they be like, you want to go watch paint dry? She be like, okay. And I'll be watching paint dry for an hour. Like that's all it's really about.
If she feeling you, you could ask her. You could be like, "Hey, I'm going to fold some clothes at the laundromat. You want to come up here?" She'll come there and help you fold your clothes.
Exactly.
If she really feeling you, I mean, it is that is a brute factor of reality with this.
Yeah, but there is a level.
Go ahead.
Now I'm saying there is a level of chemistry that you have to have. Like you guys, I feel like you got to have some interest related stuff. I've heard people say, oh, if she's into you, she's going to be into the same interest. And I'm like, that's not necessarily true, because a woman, like I had one ex, when we first started dating, like I at the time I used to love to work out. I still do, but like I wanted to work out and be healthy, and she was cool with it the first 2 months, and then afterwards, like I would have to trick her into going to the gym. Like I'd be like, "Oh, come to my house," but I was like, "Bring some like extra sweatpants with you." And then she caught on. She was like, "Oh, you want to go to the gym?" Because she wasn't a natural gym person. So it could go both ways, when they say do things that you like to do and don't do it to impress women. You got to find things that you got to have some kind of same interest too. And I don't know, because after a while, like this is gonna wear off. Both of you guys are gonna get comfortable. You probably not gonna go out as much or try as hard to seduce her, and she's gonna be like, okay, I got him. I don't have to be as interested as what he's doing as much anymore.
Right. All right, we got Edward Anderson in the building. And again, one more again, thank you for that excellent classic stream we had last night, not last night, but last time I was on when you came through with you Hood Service Roger Report. That was definitely a classic. So thanks again for your participation in that one. But go ahead, you got the floor, you got the mic. What you got on this one?
Yeah, I appreciate it. I mean, as far as referencing that other stream, sometimes you gotta look at being on these panels like playing basketball, where folks got to know their role, play their role. And I'm talking about like kind of self-criticism for myself. And I got to start thinking about it like that, because that, we got to remember at the end of the day, we are making content for other people, and make it entertaining and for them to disseminate from that. So I appreciate y'all having me on, because I understand that's pretty much, you, Trey, you, Hood Conservative Night. And so
mostly just me and Hood Conservative.
Yeah,
I like Trey, but Trey be coming off as trolling to me. That's why
or SPK, that group. So I get that, So
SKC a good troll. Trey be, but anyway, go ahead.
So, but as far as this topic, I mean, I wasn't even listening to nothing that was being said because I had it on mute, so I was just there for the chat. But I could just see with his body language. I mean, look, man, there's dudes is aloof when it comes to how these chicks are. Which I'm gonna be like, motherfucker, this is 2022. All of this, I don't understand. Fuck just black women. I don't understand how women operate bullshit. Like, you can't be a certain age being this fucking retarded. Like, I remember when Kendra G, it was some dude that was trying to marry Kendra G, and she basically dogged walked that dude. Basically made him look stupid. Like, look at this guy. She was being nice, but it was almost like she was dealing with like a pet. And I'm like, dude, you mean to tell me you have no self-awareness to really understand that this is what the fuck is going on? And
I'll say this.
And here's why I say that, because you're a black male. It's not even about the women. Take the women off the table. You cannot move through this world as a black male. I mean, if you really moving through it and you just not in your house and on some porch monkey shit and really be on some, I don't understand how life is. Because I'm going to keep it real with you. You're not only a danger to yourself, you're actually a danger to people around you. Because you'll be the type of people. It's just like, what was that dude on 300? The dude with the fucking look like hunchback. How they used they used him to get around all them other motherfuckers. And he looked at him like, yeah, we about to die because of your ass. And then he was like, when they betrayed him because they didn't need him no more. Some of y'all are that person, and y'all want to talk about protecting people. You actually put other people in danger being like that. Even Jordan Peterson said that, and I don't agree with everything he said, but he said that men should not seek to be passive. They are weak. They should seek to be dangerous, but under control, because it's dangerous men and the potential of danger that really keeps people in check. Not folks acting weak. So you should be under control, but you should be a monster. And I'll let you respond with that. But I got more to say on this.
Well, one thing that you said that I want to respond to when you talk about dudes shouldn't be walking around this unaware. You can't discount the amount of programming, cultural conditioning that goes on in the heads of men. I know how I was. I know what I thought about women. and it didn't even matter that, like, right now I cycle through my past, and I'm like, I've seen it. I was seeing so much stuff that I'm just overlooking.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, my thing is, you not because the first thing I think in my mind is if you marry, if you like Anton and you've been married, or you one of them niggas got married early, fine,
Yeah.
I give that a pass. I'm not saying that,
That's some truth in
even
that.
though I could say everybody around you don't act like the only motherfuckers you know are motherfuckers that are married. You may have a circle of people that are married, but that's just not how that works. You're not gonna be in fucking.
I saw it with other people. I mean, I'm just keeping it real. I
You're
mean, I
not
saw
gonna be in Detroit living in La La Land. Go ahead.
I saw some stuff within my marriage that should have woke me up.
Yeah, it's like niggas be in Baltimore.
But also, yeah, it was other people that I was seeing in other situations and other stories and all kind of stuff that I was observing that was just going right over my head. That was just some kind of confirmation not confirmation, but cognitive dissonance. It was a lot of cognitive. Hold on, mute up, Azrael. The cognitive dissonance is real. So we can never underestimate that when we see somebody like the dude on the screen. I know you said you didn't hear everything that he had to say, but no, he was the epitome of blue pill. Like,
I understand that, but what I'm saying is, if you're like that, you haven't. This is why when Ramil tells dudes they got daughters, you just need to accept the fact your daughter's about to belong to the game, and there ain't nothing you can do. Because the reality of the situation is that cognitive dissonance. Because here's the thing, I said this. And this is when I really want to check niggas with daughters when they piss me off. I said, y'all got all this smoke for dudes that want to fuck your daughters when they're young. What about the bitches that want to fuck your daughters when they're young? That y'all got an absolute blind spot to? Like, in today's world, these chicks ain't just got to worry about dudes trying to fuck them and turn them out. You got other women. WNBA is a perfect example where they've talked about the hostile environment that's in there like that. If you're a heterosexual female that really ain't dealing with girls like that, you see that even in the young. No, that's articles that talk about that, but they shut that down.
I'm not shocked. Actually, no, I talked to.
But that happens in middle school too. That happens at very early ages because a lot of these chicks are very aggressive. And there is none. The environment is not really telling them they can't be that way. It's not the same mechanism for, like, if you a dude, even this the same age pulling that. And I can tell you, I got stories of older women dealing with younger females, hoes that got kids. Like I shout out to Jap saying the lowest form of single motherhood is lesbianism. I can show you like really like magical retarded stuff. My point is, I just say that to say this. Dudes have that indoctrination tells you to point at this at the expense of that. And so your ability to protect the people you love becomes very much compromised. Like I said, you are a danger to yourself and to the people you love fuck the bitches. I'm talking about in life being that game goofy. And there is no way that people can move through it. And this is why when I talk about stuff with the gynocracy and stuff and people fight me on that, I'm like, you as a marketer, I can literally take what people believe and I can use that to literally extract anything I want from them. That influence shit is a powerful thing if you understand it. You just have to understand, what do people focus on? What do they not focus on? I'm going to say this and I'm done. Do you know what the difference between influence and convincing is?
No, break it down.
Influence is basically getting people to do what they already want to do. Convincing is getting people to do something that they don't want to do. Think of convincing as moving against the wind. Influence is moving with the wind. So in sales, you don't focus on getting people, selling people shit they don't want. That's why you come off as a used car salesman. What you do is selling people stuff that they already want and removing some objections they may have. It costs too much. It's this, it's that. And solving maybe those problems. Oh, it costs too much. Okay, let's get on this payment plan. But you like how this car looks with the hoe. This is why with Rams, they don't just sell rims straight up. They sell them, oh, you get paid week to week for this shit. And you can get them bitches for $50 a week with them rims and free installation. That's how you influence. And what you see on social media is you see people influencing people into doing things that these people deep down know is gonna fuck them up in the long term, and that's why they hated Kevin. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Wow,
Hold on, real quick. Jackie in the building. She says, I was in a relationship with a simp, and after it was over, he stalked me for months. Okay, I don't. Simps have their problems. I don't know if they necessarily become stalkers at a higher rate than non-simps.
Congratulations, Jackie. You can't be considered an 8 or above unless you've had at least one stalker. That's my rule. But no, most simps do not stalk. But there's little things that folks can be doing.
Yeah,
but
simps are more on the weaker side of things, to where they, they more like sit there like the dude in the video. He said after it was over, he said he couldn't sleep, and he went a couple days without he said he couldn't sleep or he couldn't eat, and like 2 days or a few days went by, and a chick called and he got super excited and giddy. It's like, but no, the stalking thing, that's a different type of thing.
I'll say this too with Jackie.
That's flexing a different muscle.
I'll say that because we know Jackie for the most part comes in good faith, so I'll take it as good faith. I mean, I understand that's your experience. The thing about it is, and I think Jackie seems like she's probably this type of person, I'll give her that, is a lot of women, this is why women didn't accept shit from dudes that they weren't interested in. If it's one thing, if you kind of interested, like he's shown semblances of you can be attracted, but it's not like the chemistry is like staticky, but it's there. But this is why you don't, like a dude that you're absolutely not turned on by at all, you don't accept shit from. This is why a lot of sisters get caught up when they accept shit from white dudes. Because
she did say a relationship though.
Because exactly, but I'm piggybacking off of this on other stuff too. It's that possessiveness. So I've seen that where I've seen it in a relationship, but I've seen that where some dudes they think they own you. So if they give you a big gift, like let's say somebody gives you a fucking bag. This is the extreme version. Like, because I know Game Changer talked about that way back when we were arguing. Somebody was arguing about bags. Don't accept no bag for no random motherfucker because they going to believe they have the right to do something. So if you dealing with somebody that they ain't got no chill on stuff like that, like they don't care, then, it don't care if you put a restraining order on. You know what I'm saying? But see, we live in a world right now where women think they just take shit from anybody and then motherfuckers just supposed to take that L. That's not how that works.
I wanna get back to that point that Bernard you were making, Ed, about like dudes out here lacking the knowledge or the cognition of understanding how women operate. You gotta understand a lot of like what Bernard was saying is a lot of indoctrination. We always, and then you gotta understand too, we've been around with the red pill lens for so long that we just don't assume, and then we see how blatant these women are on social media and in the news, that we assume to ourselves, like, how can niggas not know that 2 + 2 equals 4? But you gotta understand, a lot of us didn't grow up with dads or older men that tell us, like, women out here now. And on top of that too, it's not like women are being groomed to respect men and be out here in good faith with men too. You understand? So I kind of have it's one thing is like when George Bush said, trick me once, shame on you, fool me twice. It's like shame on me. Now, if it's a reoccurring thing,
he didn't say it like that. He completely botched it. But I
botched it.
or as George W. Bush say, "Fool me once, shame on me. George, fool me twice, you just can't get fooled again."
He said, "You fool, you never fool me again."
But for real, and by the way, on this simp thing too, let's stop acting. There's plenty of dudes that get a lot of pussy to do crazy shit too, because that one bitch, like with Future when Lori Harvey broke up with him, that threw him for a loop. That nigga didn't know what to do with that because they not used to that. So don't try to act like simps are the only ones to be doing that.
That's kind of what I was getting at. Is some dudes who are in that category where, they were in that category will be considered alpha. They get pussy. They get this. They get that. They got an ego and they don't like to take L's. So when they take that L, they will still rage out on it. So it's a matter of temperament, and that could come in a simp form, because the simp is just raging out because he's simping. Then there's a dude who really don't have to be acting like that. He can just get on to the next, but he just got an ego, and that L is what's driving him to wild out like that.
I was gonna say this. I think there's levels to simping, because I don't consider Future alpha dude. Like, You don't got no discipline in the sense of
Well,
yeah, you
Future's a
smash.
trick.
Yeah, but it's like if you smash girls, but then they have you on child support, it's like you lack the control to not have these women come up on you on a bag. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, they gonna put you like it. I don't even beget Future for that because at the end of the day, he's got the kind of money. That's just what the programming is, and I don't give a damn. Like if you show me a dude is making the kind of money Future's making, I don't give a damn how alpha you think you are. If you ain't on child support, then chances are you paying more money than what child support. Like even what was
I
the
get what
dude?
you're
No,
saying.
seriously, what was the dude's name? Out of Atlanta, it wasn't Lil Scrap, Young Jock. He even said that
Oh yeah,
he ended up putting his cell phone child support because he realized he was overpaying. And even the child support court was like, "Oh yeah, you overpaying." And this he didn't even lose his money. And then basically he just dealt with this situation where
yeah,
his baby moms got mad and he said he gonna give you this while they figure it out because they were going through all his income to verify he was gonna pay what they thought he was gonna pay. And then he got pulled over and put in jail because the lawyers put a hit on him. That's what I
yeah.
call it because they didn't like what he said he was gonna give. But going back to the original thing is, but yeah, that thing, niggas always trying to act like simps are just the only issue, and let's make them pay for everybody's sins. But whatever.
Yeah.
But the thing about that goofy shit is y'all are like it's not the indoctrination. You all are making choices. I just did a stream like about this an hour ago. Y'all grow up in the same look. I came from a fairly conservative background in the sense of the people that a lot of the women I know are married, black women, 2 black men that are like military guys and stuff like that. They're not like making 6 figures doing all of that. And these are chicks that are finer than they're finer than a lot of these chicks. My point is that we still grow up in the same households. It's not just we're in it's no. If people are making decisions to just ignore shit and also I would say there's no way you out here fucking these chicks like that, black women, and you don't see this. So these are decisions that are being made.
No,
Because when you
we agree that it's decisions being made, but like I mean, we've seen too many cases of it.
yeah, so
We've seen Mike Rashid, who we know got all kinds of access to women and seen all kind of nonsense, and even described a personal situation where he was up against some nonsense. But I mean, I don't know. I think Rollo Tomasi maybe coined the phrase. I don't know who said it first. The blue pill alpha. Like that's a thing. The cognitive dissonance is that damn strong to where somebody could be in the thick of it and just not see it. They still gonna.
no, I hear what you're saying and what you're dealing with. And see, the Z's are not growing up in that because the Z's didn't go through that programming. Somebody tried to tell me the Z's are just smarter. No, they're not. They didn't grow up with UPN and all of that. I understand that. But I'm going to tell you right now, because I'm telling you straight up, the women you're dealing with are on some kill or be killed shit. And regardless of what you think social media is, they definitely, if they don't listen to social media, which we statistically know they're on it more than any other demographic, they're listening to the reality shows, they're listening to the music, the city girl stuff that's 10 years old. So the way that I look at it, and I understand the real world stuff, because the people that really gained me up were married, and these are dudes that had control of their women. I know 2 widowers right now that they would still be married. So this idea that it's just on internet is whatever. But y'all are gonna get 8. Y'all are going to be the volunteers. Y'all are going to be the examples. Y'all are going to be the Ja Rules. Y'all are going to be the people that people look at to not be that. Like you take a Will Smith.
I don't get the Ja Rule reference. What do you mean?
Well,
the Ja Rule?
because nobody wanted to go out with Ja Rule where you making all these records, all of a sudden Philly come around and nobody wants to deal with you no more because he got basically blew out the game pretty much. So my point is my point is this. I'm at the point now where I say if y'all want to believe shit, if you want to be a hot stove nigga where you need to touch the hot stove, touch it. But understand, a lot of y'all might not come out of it. You got motherfuckers now talking about you shouldn't get married until you're 40 years old. You shouldn't even think
I remember you mentioned that last night.
Yeah, Jason Black said that. And my thing is, in my mind, you're all but admitting the pool is fucked. If you gotta wait till 40 years old, then there is no we need to keep it black for pro-black reasons.
You know why he's saying that, right? He's saying that because
no,
he's
he
like,
explained it. He said because how conniving in the environment and all of these, it takes until you get about 38 or 40 before you see all of the plays that these women run. That's
also,
not a practical model. He explained.
I think he was also saying that because he knows, like what you said, this pool of women is just too corrupt. You're gonna have to
No, he said that. And this was a 32-year-old dude that was in the Navy that was making $116,000 that asked that question. And and so if you're at that situation at 32,
that's crazy. To tell a man that's 30 making six figures that you gotta wait a little longer. That's
you
crazy.
cannot tell me the pool is not fucked. You can't tell me, especially if you can't tell me, oh, we need to keep it black. I'm not saying date out is the answer, but what I'm saying is there's something a lot deeper than that. So in 2022, it should not be. Let me say this: in 2022, it should not be this many motherfuckers. I should not get this kind of resistance to this shit in 2022. Is what I'm saying. That's really what I'm saying. I know I'm long-winded about it, but I shouldn't get this type of resistance in 2022. I shouldn't get niggas in Baltimore telling me 65% of the females are marriage material. In one of the Clarence.
Yeah, man. You know, real quick, one side note on Clarence.
Clarence be trolling heavy. He be trolling Ed.
No, he believes that. He's not trolling.
Hold on, Ed. I think Clarence is a true believer, but here's the funny thing about Clarence. He came into this space kind of low-key, kind of like talking or mouthing the talking points and platitudes as if he was red pill. He got in good, and me and him even did a one-on-one, and it's like sort of after that he started rolling out like, oh, he was an undercover simp in Panda Bear. But they do that junk. They will come into this space under the radar and fake it and then try to shake it up or blow it up from within. I'm like, it'd be interesting. We don't see the women going over to the other side with the women and doing that shit. But
Bro,
he came in pretending to be red pill. I remember that.
Yeah, but there's okay. So let me tell you something. This is a perfect example. This is why I bring him up. So you deal with a female that decides she wants to make her avatar a black girl swinging from a tree, anchored by a black man that is hung, and that's the person you want to reach out to say I come in peace, and then you say hi in that chat, and then they block you. So the fact that you can look at a blatantly hyper racist thing like that and say because she has the same color as your skin, that is equivalent pretty much to saying that you want to shake the hands of a dude that sexually assaulted a female because he's still a black man at the end of the day. That's danger. I'm going to tell you the way I live my life, and I'm not even talking about these females. If you show certain things where like you're game goofy on certain things, I can't be around you because you're telling me you're susceptible to being manipulated and people could get to me through you. This is why if you show that like, and this is not just the women, this is just in life. You're not supposed to be around people that show a certain ability to be fucked over like that. But especially he's 32. We're talking about people in their 30s. We're not talking about like 21, 22. Like we talk like you got niggas in their 50s pulling this bullshit, man. That's not indoctrination. At some point, you know.
What is it?
That's cooning. That's what that is. It's
cooning.
But yeah, it is. It is. Black people don't let people be, oh man, I don't know what racism is. I've never seen that before. At some point, you get called a name for that shit because you need to be identified as somebody that can actually get other people effed up in this game. Even in the street. If you somebody, I'm gonna talk to the police. The police are on my side. Oh, you nice bitch. You just take some Pepsi. Go ahead.
Imagine Ed somebody say after the Buffalo shooter, oh, he just needed a little bit of coaching.
Or what did they do with Dylan Roof? They shot up the church in South Carolina. He just need a Whopper meal. That's what they gave him. Like, or they call it influenza, where you've had so much influence. Like they try to, man, please don't even start on this bullshit. But anyway, y'all should know I got zero tolerance. Y'all come with that goofy shit, I'm like, go date them and find out.
I want to say this. Speaking towards what Jason was saying, it just shows I'm sorry about the plain background, but it speaks towards the mindset of sticking it out regardless if it's not in your best interest. I don't know if you watched that last video he had about the men becoming the majority, and he was saying when people brought up the fact that they're going overseas or they're going SYSBM to get a woman, and it's like you were talking about how vile and vindictive these women are, but when one of your callers come in to tell you like, hey, I went overseas to deal with the woman and she was Afro-Latina, and he's like, oh, why you can't get women here, you're a cornball. It's like, I don't understand that. If you're gonna say the women are
I spaced out for a second. I was trying to read something else. Who did that to one of the
Jason
callers?
Black.
Jason. He was basically saying, so he would go in, in his diatribe first, his monologue, and talk about how the women are dysfunctional, and he said basically they're gonna have to be working for the rest of their retirement years because their lack of not of seeking a quality man. And then as soon as callers came in, and they were like, two callers came in, they were like, hey, like I'm going overseas to get women, or I'm dealing with women that are like of African descent, but they're not from here. And they were like, oh, you must. He's like, any man, because somebody also brought up Bronny James, and they asked him what he thought about it, and he kind of sideswiped the issue. He was like, because somebody said that their nephew, they called in and said their nephew doesn't deal with black women, and he's dating a white girl.
Well, there's a lot of like BGS even said that there's a lot of these parents are seeing their kids do that. I mean,
yeah,
it's what I told you with disease. They already made their decision, and y'all anyway.
So
wait, hold on, real quick, Ed, because I'll throw this at Ed, because Azrael, you bring up a real good point, and I haven't heard anybody fully flesh this one out. Now, somebody like Jason Black, who a lot of what he says is some, I mean, like, I think you said he was. I ain't about to get into the history. He say a lot of stuff that line up with a lot of stuff that's said in this space, even though he don't claim it. He say a lot of stuff that line up with what was said in the manosphere, and a lot of that is a criticism of the women. You listen to Jason Black definitely more than both me and Azrael. How do he square that when somebody says, yeah, Jason Black, you just talked about everything that's wrong with modern American black women. Let me lay out my question. You talk about everything that's wrong with modern American black women, and then a guy call in and says, yeah, I agree with 100% everything you're saying. That's why my options are opened up to where, I'd mess with black women from other countries, other cultures, and this or that, or blah, blah, blah. Does he typically just say, no, don't do that? Like, how does he
shames them and says that he literally said on that thing?
Let me get it from Ed. I know Ed heard
his standard policy, and a lot of dudes in this space have the same policy, is if you do that, you're weak. There's something wrong with you. I mean, and I've seen him do 3-hour streams years ago about that. You're weak. And so this is my answer to that for guys like that. Talk is cheap. It's time to start showing. And shout out to Pablo, shout out to El Guapo and others. Shout out to the dude that came up here, Love Without Borders. This is what they're really pulling is your what are you gonna do about it whole card. And it will change if you see people actually doing this. Because here's the thing, there's a difference between this is another thing people don't understand. A lot of times there's a difference between, and I'm not saying one is bad or another. There's a difference between fucking these bitches in the United States and then one that you can be then saying you're gonna get a wife. Those are two different dynamics. So what a lot of dudes need to start doing, and you see some semblance of that, is showing more than they talk. And then basically saying, this is what I'm doing, this is what it looks like, blah, blah, blah. Because a lot of people are trying to play this, oh, you just saying that, but you're not really going to do it, which is what they tried to do with SBM early on. So it doesn't matter. It is this permission-based thing. Like, personally, if you're dealing, this is what I would say to that caller. If you've listened to somebody over a certain amount of time and they don't like, this is to be fair to Jason Black. Why call him and bring that up? Like, that's what I would ask.
That's a good point too.
Hold on. I want to ask him, like, what he's gonna say. And there's other YouTubers that are like this, but they've established that's what they are, and they have a right to their opinion. Why call him and bring that up?
You want to know why?
Hold on. Why do you need another man's permission to do what the fuck you observe in this world to do. I don't understand that. And there's way too many. It was even with the thing with Kevin. It was like they were looking for Kevin's permission to get, even the dude that called in about Jason about the marriage thing. Why are you looking at Jason for permission to get married? Now, other dude listen to Rolo and some of the other ones as well. As a man, you don't look for fucking social media to get somebody's permission to do something. If you look in this world and you don't see what the fuck I see, then motherfucker do it. Cause maybe I can't see everything. That's why I tell people, when people tell me why don't I care about dudes getting married, I'm like, I just put the information out there. You a grown ass man and you can assess a grown ass woman that you're dealing with. And if you can't, maybe God put that lesson there for you to learn. I don't sit here and try to convince people that want to believe what they want to believe. And dudes need so going back to the thing about the dating thing, dudes need to stop looking for other black men to tell you what to give you. They're not. Stop. That's really where I would say with it. Because you know the answer he's gonna give. What you think he's gonna give you a different fucking answer?
You know what it is? I'll say this. I'll say the real reason I think they want to do it because they want to put Jason's feet to the fire. Because it's like to them, they feel like they're side-eyeing him and side-eyeing him. It's like, you know how grimy and trifling these women are. Why are you subconsciously I believe that that's the case.
No. See, now that's conjecture. Subconsciously, they're too scared of Jason to do that.
No. Some of them, not all. If you're gonna go up there knowing that you know what Jason is gonna do, you're borderline inadvertently proving a point to say this pro-black stuff don't mean shit because you're saying be pro-black with dysfunctional women. Let me explain why. To them, they feel as though when they say like when you can't slave for two masters, you end up loving one and hating the other. You can't be pro-black and be red pill. And they're saying is that you're walking. They're basically trying to push Jason off the tightrope of saying you can't tell me I need to be red pill and do what I got to do as a man, but then say I need to still have loyalty and not exercise my options. That's what they're trying to. They're trying to force his hand. They're trying to make him
somebody
or get off the pot.
I've listened to Jason Black for 7 years.
Me too.
I know his audience, and you know how his audience is just like I do. And you know, in 7 years, that all you gonna do is get cussed the fuck out and be little to be rated.
I know that.
So then I would say you're dumb. Anybody that fits the category you're talking about, I would say you're stupid. Because I would say in that case, hold on, because I would say this. In that case, why listen to him like that? You know, because I'm not sub to him. Now, he says some real shit. I'm going to quote the shit that he says, you know, and reference him. It's real shit. But why listen to him if you really believe that? Why listen to somebody and try to change somebody? Why allow yourself to be influenced by somebody you're over a long period of time trying to change? And that's the problem with certain people. No, there is no real reason to do it. Because at the end of the day, more people agree, more of his audience agrees with that. Like 75% of them are on code about that versus not. So doing it don't matter. You do better building up that ideology in people that already agree with that. That's a waste of energy to me.
Let me say this. What I realize in certain men, and I believe it in myself too, if you even women do this, but men do it as well. When you feel as though a man is not standing on his word, you, unfortunately, because women test men start to test men as well. So if you're telling me I need to be about my business and exercise be the total alpha package, I need to do this, that, and the third, but then at the same time, you're telling me loyalty means compromising. Loyalty means being unconditional. And by proxy of you being pro-black, you're telling me I still need to be loyal regardless. So what happened is niggas are like, all right, Jason, we know that you know how these women are, and we know that you can't ignore, especially after that Kevin. Let me tell you another thing too. After that Kevin thing, and when he did the video on him, and he mentioned that he said that it was disgusting how they were operating. A lot. I'm telling you, from even me personally, I felt this. Okay, now you've already opened Pandora's box. You cannot tell me you don't know how these women operate. So what happened is niggas are gonna test me and be like, yo, what you think about SYSBM? What do you think about me dating out?
Okay, all right. My thoughts. Real quick. I'm gonna go to Uncle Stu, but my final thought on this is some dudes do like to go on somebody's show when it's an audience. I mean, that's happened to me over here, where they want to come on a show where it's an audience and they want to try to push their agenda that ain't exactly lined up with what the discussion is. They want to just try to push their separate agenda. But that's one thing, and that's a problem. That's a problem. But I will say this: if there's a content creator who prides himself on getting it right, if you find a logical inconsistency in his message, you're going to get called on it.
All I'm gonna say, Bernard, is if you listen to these videos, these calls, that is not the conclusion you go come from it. You don't come to somebody with that in some submissive way. Like you don't. So I mean, I've listened. That's what you're doing is you're taking something and you're like creating this whole novel out of really like a paragraph. Because the reality.
Let me hear Ed.
And let me tell you why. Because with Jason, you do that, you not gonna be around him. You just gonna be silenced. Let's be told. There's this idea that these niggas they're being bold and no. They're not doing that because they understand you'll be out of the group, you'll be out of everything. So you can do that. And as far as you're not changing how people think of him, because here's what Jason does. Jason will do with Tommy. They will belittle you. He will castrate you pretty much. So dudes ain't really doing it. Ain't just you're quiet. It's that you're a cornball, you're weak, you're nothing. And I look at the chat when that happens. The chat gets real fired the fuck up. They all start agreeing. The women exactly. So no, you're not affecting him. You just basically are doing suicide missions. And
I agree.
So no, I'm not. Yeah, because it's different coming up on Bernard and doing that. Because you're not gonna belittle somebody like that. You may dismantle the point. And so if you're a dude and you have this need to do it, I'm like, if you have this need to change this man's opinion, but at the same time you still listen to this man, I'm telling you there's something wrong with you. Because on the one hand, you're like, oh my God, I respect this dude and I listen to this dude, but I just can't help that he has this opinion on it. But I can't stop listening to this dude.
Let me tell you why I disagree.
That speaks to that agenda
that's daddy behavior. That's
let me tell you why I disagree.
Part of that too. All right, y'all, we're gonna pass it. We may circle back to that. Because I get that a lot on my show. People come up with just I welcome all ideas. You can come up with your idea, but some stuff I think is just bore. But we'll circle. We'll probably circle back to that one. But go ahead, Uncle Stu in the building. Go ahead. I don't know what prompted you to come on up. Hold on, real quick. JC the Conqueror in the building with a $10 super chat. I definitely appreciate that. But go ahead, Uncle Stu. What on the topic made you come on up? What's on your mind?
Yeah, I thought we was on the topic about Simps and why he lost his girl. I don't know the personal argument.
No. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You could take it back. You could take it back. Pick up whatever
I didn't want to derail the conversation. I was like, well, wait a minute.
You just bringing it back. You just bringing it back.
We needed to bring it back. I'll put a pin in there.
Okay.
You the lighthouse right now.
Gotcha. There's and ironically, Bernard, Wednesday, I'm actually going to bring this topic up because I'm going to tag you in the topic about why simps and pick-me's can't get together. We have to understand what a real pick-me is versus what a simp is. We got to understand that a lot of women, the most sexiest word you can give a woman is the word no.
Yep.
Why? Because that's structure. That's structure. If you think about it, a pick-me is a woman that has, one, worked on herself or working on herself to what? Be chosen by a man who has structure, who has order. And that way, she understands the leadership. You cannot be a woman that's in leadership wanting a man that cannot lead you anywhere. So a simp is always that yes man. I'll do whatever you want. Even if doing what you want is going to cause dysfunction and disharmony. A woman does not want to be with a man that is going to allow her to get into dysfunction and disharmony. So there's no motivation for her to stay with a man that is dysfunctional because he is not operating in the function of order. He's not operating in the function of leadership. So it has nothing to do with money. It has all to do with law and order. So you can be a man that let's say argumentatively, you could be a basic plumber versus a millionaire. If that plumber has the mind and heart of order and discipline and organization, he is more fit to be the man in her life than a man who may be, and I'm just using this hypothetically, an engineer that is constantly just saying, yes, man, what you want me to do? How you want me to do it? When you want me to do it? Yes, I'll do this for you. Yes, I'll do that for you. We even see it here because if you really look at what women are attracted to, they're always going to be attracted to law and to order. If you're a parent, here's an experiment. If you're a parent and you have a very structural home, you'll find that the kids on the block that don't have order in their house will run and gravitate to your house, even though your house is strict and with order. Why? Because we don't necessarily want to live in chaos. We want to live in order. So when we as men develop ourselves and become a men of order, regardless of our economic status, we're going to attract those people who wants that same order. And that goes for women, community, society, platforms, etc. Everybody done dropped off the platform, Bernard. You got me all up here by myself. So I'm just going to read the chat, see what we got going on.
My bad, here I
come. Hey, look, RM about to change the name of the platform to Uncle Stu. Al Boogie told me to keep going on. Okay. So what I would say to my brothers in the chat and those that's going to listen afterwards, regardless of your economic status, get yourself in order. And I guarantee you that the more order in your mind, in your heart, in your spirit, and in your whole walk of life, I guarantee you're going to attract more women being in order than you will being a man out of order. And that is exactly how the truth of the game works. Like I said, brothers, the most sexiest word you can give a woman is the word no. You want to turn her on? When she wants something, say no and see how much she'll almost fight for you to get it. Be a man that says, no, we're not going to this restaurant. We're going to this restaurant, and see exactly how she's going to react and respond to you. Be a man that has order. Let her attempt to get out of order. And this ain't even about control. See, the word no for you needs to be so empowering that no doesn't mean controlling her. No means controlling you. No means knowing the confidence that when you're saying no, it's going to take you out of order. And if you get out of order, then the whole house is going to be out of order. You know, there's so much I can talk about that.
Right on. No, you said a lot. You definitely said it all. Shout out to Uncle Soon. Shout out to JC the Conqueror again in the building with the $10 super chat. With the $10 super chat, do appreciate that. Y'all make sure y'all go and subscribe to Uncle Stu. But I know that's been a sort of reoccurring theme lately that's been talking about on my show. We've been talking about Simps. I'm probably gonna be talking about Simps a lot more. Talking about Simps a lot more because it is a reoccurring thing. And look, I don't let women off the hook because a lot of them they do make they messed up choices, and then they just blame all men and try to throw men under the bus. But they know they have a certain, like you talking about how chicks like order. Yeah, a decent chick like order. Right. But then it's the ones out there who they gravitate to the most disorderly dude for whatever reason that they do it for. Like those ones are problematic. I'll never let them off the hook. But if you a decent dude and you encounter a decent chick and you running into problems there, I ain't talking about a chick who's presenting as decent, but she's still going after, you know, the same, you know, obvious, you know, problematic dudes and then blaming men for her problem. I ain't talking about that chick. I'm talking about a decent chick and you can't figure out, you know, what's going on with it. I mean, yeah, it's probably because, yeah, you probably coming off as weak. You probably on some simp stuff. You know, we criticize simps all the time. We didn't criticize Russell Wilson. We didn't drag Russell Wilson through the mud, you know, but the reality is whatever the same stuff that he be doing. I remember reading this video. He was on Instagram saying, "It's here. I'll do whatever you say." You know, he's doing all that stuff, and we clowning him. But I mean, if you giving off that same type of energy, same type of vibe, you're going to be running into problems, and that just is what it is. So yeah, we will be talking about that a lot more. It looked like we got Azrael back in the building, but go ahead, Uncle Stu.
I think when you begin to talk on that subject and you're speaking about women that are attracted to simps, what you have to say is, are you being superwoman? What's a superwoman? In my definition,
hold on, Al Boogie, but why did you say but even a decent chick still wants a dominant man? No, that's exactly what we're saying. So you said it as if we didn't say it. That's literally what we're saying. Even when you're dealing with a decent one, she don't want no pushover. She still wants you to be dominant. So we definitely we own that. We own that.
Yeah. But I would say the superwoman, and here's what I call the superwoman. The superwoman is the woman that really believes that she has the ability and the power, not just to control, but to fix a man. And we got too many women who also think that they can fix a man, that they can literally build a man, you know, create a man, make him into something that she can't create him into. You know, so we got to also educate women about, you can't change a man. You can't fix a man. You wasn't created to fix a man, you know, or to so-called be that so-called cleanup woman. Because unless it's in his mind, his heart to be what he needs to be, there is no way in the world you're going to fix him up. And see, too many of us as men is looking for validation from women. We're too busy wanting them to pat us on the head, pat us on the back, and say we are men, when in fact, that validation should be coming from those who are already men that can say, you are a man. Just like for me, you know, when my dad said, you are a man, that's all the validation I needed. Anything outside of that is irrelevant to me. Why? Because a man that has order can tell another man that has order, you are now the man. You are now developed. You now have the skills necessary to go out and do what you need to do in life. But unfortunately, we have too many men who are seeking the validation of a woman, and she could never raise to that level of validation. She can only validate that man for herself, but she cannot validate that man for the whole society, if that makes sense.
Right on. No, definitely. Like I said, y'all make sure y'all go and check out Uncle Stu, the old man on the block. When you say you got your next stream coming up, you said on Wednesday?
That's the one that you're doing as the topic. I'm doing why simps and pick-me's cannot come together. I said it's a conversation you started, so I'm tagging you in that live.
All right, I okay, definitely. I'll share it. So definitely, but
yeah, I'll probably put it out tomorrow. But I got a live tonight. But I'm interviewing Brown Eyes. I'm interviewing the wife.
You're interviewing your wife?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Live.
Oh man, that's scary. You doing it live? She gonna slip up and say something about you, man. When
you say the manager is about to get after me, right?
And she gonna slip up and she gonna bring up something that you don't want the people to hear. I'm just saying, be careful. You better pre-record that so you can edit it.
He said be able to cut it out and all kinds of stuff, right? No, she did her first she did a live just on Suzette Speaks a couple of days ago. So that's the kind of inspiration behind it. But it's for people that is with me, rock with me. What does the woman that's behind the scenes? You know what I'm saying? What does she think about various subjects and various topics? Stuff that we've had conversation with, offline. So a lot of this manosphere stuff, is kind of new to her, but she's hearing it. She's seeing it. She's seeing the buffoonery when it comes to women. She's seeing what's going on, on both sides. And then it gives everybody a real interesting, look. What does, because let's be honest, when you're on these platforms and you're speaking and you're saying the things you say, a lot of women's going to critique you in the sense of, well, he's saying that, but does he really live what he say? Does he really practice what he preach? There's only one person that can really answer that question. It goes back to church. When people in the normal way of church, not today's church, but in a normal way of church, what do women do? When a male preacher or pastor is preaching, they're looking at the wife to see if he's really speaking the truth or not. So she had an opportunity to go on Suzette Speaks, and
no, that's what
people heard some stuff.
That's what petty people do at the church, just constantly looking over at the wife.
Exactly.
They're trying to. So let me try to look at the wife and read if he lying or not.
Right. But there are some subjects that I'm 10 toes down on. That she's on the opposite side of it. I'm 10 toes down on certain subjects. Like, nah, I ain't shifting on this one. But even in that, people need to understand that you can be in a situation where your woman may not agree with a talking point, but you agree with it because you have that experience. And if you don't have that personal experience, too many other men that's had that same experience. So I'm still, stand on that. I might be going out. I might be meeting you in this thing. What is it, June?
Yeah, June 9th through 11th. June 9th through 11th. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'm working on that. I was going to try to wait the next year, but she was like, "You going to go to the Manosphere meetup?" I'm like, I ain't going to be no spokesperson. I'm just going. If I go, I'm just going to meet and greet. But I don't know if y'all going to just do it once a year.
Right now it's slated to be technically twice a year because what Obsidian's doing in Philly is connected to it, but it's not necessarily Black Manosphere Meetup Part 2, but it sort of is. It's like I don't know. It's like a sub event. I don't even know exactly how to frame it, but it's supposed to be the actual second one is supposed to actually be in Texas in like November or December, and so that will technically be the third one. So it's twice in 1 year. It's twice in 1 year.
Twice in 1 year. Okay.
Yeah.
Because you're going to the one in Philly.
Yeah, I'm.
Yeah, you're speaking.
I'm speaking at the one in Philly, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm gonna be at everyone either way.
Okay. I might try to make it out to the one in June because Philly is close to me. So
yeah.
I can make it out to Philly.
Yeah.
I'm due out there.
All right.
Like I said, I can't contribute to the Jason Black. I mean, what is it, Jason Black? Y'all was talking about?
Yeah.
I don't know his content. I really wouldn't speak on another content creator.
Oh no. That we stumbled. We rolled into that one.
Okay.
Thanks for coming on up. Appreciate you stopping by. Y'all make sure y'all go check out Uncle Stu, the old man on the block. All right.
I'm out.
Yeah. Now we're gonna go from Uncle Stu to I'm about to wrap the show up. We're gonna let this old fool come up real quick. Oh man, what you want, man? What you want, OG? Now his mic ain't working. He says, "Go convention style, book out hotels."
Can you hear me?
Events.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. We can hear you now.
I know you got to go. I know you got to go.
No, I ain't no rush. I got a little time for you. How much longer I'll be on is dependent upon whether or not you've had your medication or not. So I'll judge whether or not you had your medication by how this conversation goes. So go ahead.
I had me a good dose of it this morning. Matter of fact, I had me a good dose of it all through the weekend. I just want to make breaking news. breaking news today on Monday, the 5th, the 23rd, 2022. I officially burnt my cake. Got a new one in from Amazon, and it says... Got a new one in from Amazon early this morning, and it says men/women. That's my new cape now. So when y'all hear me talking from here on out, I officially have given up that one cape with the W on. So I just wanted y'all to know that. Didn't have anything else to say. Uncle Stu did a good job. Uncle Stu reminds me of a quote come from a sitcom when he get to talking and be like, "What you talking about, Willis?" You know, he remind me of that. He remind me of that when he get to talking, because he can make some people shout, and he comes with a lot of truth and a lot of knowledge too. So I hope everybody had a good weekend, and you're gonna start your week all right, and we're gonna start it off with the Simps and all the other stuff we might be going in through the week. Be sure to tune in on the show, and every morning that Bernard have me on the pound, when he first come on, I'm gonna make my announcement so I can hear him say, "If you don't shut your old ass up, you better."
Oh, that was the funniest part. That shit was so funny. I was like, why the hell is he in the background during the intro? Hold on, I'm about to pull that up just in case people missed it. Hold on.
If you don't shut your old ass up, you better.
Hold on, I gotta pull that one up.
All right, go ahead and put it up. Yeah, you clip that.
I gotta pull that one up just in case y'all missed that. I'm in the middle of the intro is about to start. Hold on. Damn it. Pause. Okay. All right, there you go. All right. Intro about to start. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. This is what happened at the beginning of the stream on Friday when I do the gender war show. The last one was a banger. Last one was a classic. Y'all need to go watch that after the show. But this is what happened. This is what happened when that show started. All right, we fired it up. Hold on.
Friday morning, how are you guys doing?
No, whoa, stop. I'm playing the intro.
Good morning. It's the Bernard Riley Show. Keep both hands on the steering wheel. It's gonna be hot.
Don't shut your old ass up. The intro
Hey, Bernard.
He just interrupted the intro.
Bernard, the worst part about that, you had already had one person who was gonna shoot a gas in on your ass.
Yeah, y'all was out of control that morning. Lynette just tried to make an executive decision to bring her friend on the show. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then you doing the damn old school radio call letters during the intro. Shut your old ass up with it.
Hey, look, Al Boogie, let me tell you something. Come up with some jokes yourself. Maybe you can laugh at them, too. But anyway, man, y'all have a good week. That shit was fun. I had to go back and listen to it about 13 times. Well, you don't shut your old ass up. You know what I should have said, Bernard? I don't give a damn what you say. Fuck you. That's what I should have said. But you stunned me when you said you don't shut your old ass up. I'm like, fuck, you call me old.
I ain't like I didn't lie on you.
Yeah. All right, man. Y'all have a good week. Good show today. See y'all somewhere in the clouds on Friday. Don't forget, you'll see me with a different cape on now. If you see me flying over your city or in your neighborhood, that's OG with the WM.
Yeah, man. All right, OG. All right, I was about to get out of here. Azrael, you came back up at the buzzer. I give you some closing words, closing thoughts. Go ahead.
I didn't even know you were closing. Thanks for having me on. That's all. Good stream. I'll catch you later. Enjoy the rest of your day, man.
All right, cool. All right. RM, you seriously thought that was planned and that was just a part of the intro? No, that is not a part of the intro. That was completely impromptu and unplanned. That was not supposed to be there. I don't know what possessed him. Well, no, he actually sent me an email showing me how he used to do that for radio stations. He'd be, doing the, speaking during the intro, doing that. He actually showed me sent me a clip of him actually doing that exact same, but keep both hands on the wheel. This is gonna be hot, hot, hot. He used to do that, I guess, for a living. And so when my intro was playing, I guess he thought his mic was off, so he had a little moment where he was in his little radio mode, and and I was like, "What the hell? Shut your old ass up." So yeah, that was funny as hell, man. That was instant classic right there. That was instant classic right there. He had me rolling. But all right, everybody, thank y'all for coming on through. I appreciate each and every one of you. Each and every one of you. He said you have to clip that for the intro on Fridays. I may have to do that. I may have to make that the official intro for Friday. But all right, yeah. But thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you, everybody who liked, share, subscribe to anything to support the stream in any way, shape, or form. I greatly appreciate you. And with that said, good people, we are out of here. Peace. We gone.